What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the official 2022 Overwatch League Season 5 Avril Preseason Power Rankings. My goodness, I've dragged this one out. I've really dragged this one out. It took me a while. As you saw, I don't know if you saw my tweet, I had to consult the Oracle, align the chakras, read the star signs, all of that mojo. It was hard. This one was legitimately hard, guys. It was really, really difficult because I had to do a lot of back and forth. I wasn't super confident about a lot of the placements. I still am not. There's honestly so much variance that can happen and that will happen. Anything below 15, I actually don't feel confident about. I think my top 5 is solid. I'm generally speaking pretty happy with my top 5. The rest of it, I'm not entirely sure. If you are watching this on YouTube, obviously you can see through the chat and everything. This was from my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Avril. And also, if you enjoy this content, remember to like and subscribe. You guys like that? You guys like the plugs? That's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing now. We're doing plugs for my own content. The people watching it live, I mean, exclamation mark YT, and you get to actually go there. You get to be part of the video. How nice is that? Couple of housekeeping things. One, it is preseason. It is preseason. I'm not doing any sort of like full season prediction kind of mojo. It's not. This is not a prediction for who's going to win the season. This is not a prediction for what I think the final standings will be at the end of the season, right? So this power ranking is, I think, to the letter of what I think is a definition of the power ranking, which is to say that this power ranking only applies to now. So it's the same as what I did last year. This power ranking basically only applies to right now, maybe throughout the kickoff clash in the first stage. It's not really going to be relevant after that. I think with the amount of changes that have come through this year, we know no leak, pure speculation on my part, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get more content throughout the year and each stage. I wouldn't be surprised if there's new maps or new heroes, huge balance changes, maybe even more reworks, right? Things can change throughout the season in terms of teams and how they work together. Maybe a team that wasn't so great at the start sort of learns to get it together, like an Atlanta style. Atlanta really struggled at the start of last year, but then they got really good towards the end, right? Or it could be a team like, I don't know, Philly or Hangzhou, where they start pretty decent, but then they get kind of worse over the course of the season. So, a lot of things can happen, and a lot of it is, I wouldn't say random or RNG, but certainly you can't account for it. Like, it's a lot of stuff that will happen that is completely outside of people's control for the most part. Like, someone could get an injury. We've already had preseason injuries. Exy had to leave the team last year on Dallas because of an injury. He's back, though. So a number of random things could happen that will impact. So I feel like trying to do a full power ranking, a full prediction for the end of season doesn't make a lot of sense because it's like literally impossible. I think it's better if the better content is to tell you who I think is good right now in terms of where the power is right now. Installing. So what I'm going to do now is read a story. Let me read you an excerpt and a passage from The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. The Shire. Okay, so number 20. I think we're ready to go. Number 20. Let me just say all the teams I have in my bottom 5. First of all, I'm sorry. Second of all, somebody had to be there. And third, I don't necessarily think they're all bad teams. They are all going to be competitive this year in some regard. Anybody in this bottom 5 could probably fight for middle of the table. Like, anybody here could fight for the middle of the table. So, if you see your team here, if you're watching this and you're on one of these teams, don't fret. You got a lot to gain. You have nothing to lose and you have a lot to gain. At number 20 is Ground Zero Gaming featuring Kuffer. Now, so the real number 20, I don't know if you're ready for this. It probably isn't who you think it's going to be. Here we go, number 20. Oh, You thought that I was gonna go with the flow. Woo! You thought. Shit, we are already getting spicy. Already getting spicy. And it's only the first team, and we're already getting spicy. Woo! All right, why do I have Vancouver in 20th? Everyone else put London in 20. Why did I put Vancouver in 20? I have to try and convince myself why. Again, to be clear, the bottom half, all the bottom teams are close enough that they can probably take each other off. The reason why I have Vancouver here instead of other teams that we're going to talk about very soon is, one, I think the coaching quality on some of the other teams is higher. No disrespect to Flubby and Pew, but I don't think I've seen enough. Okay, I won't talk about coaching too much because coaching gets into this nebulous void, this abyss of nothingness where no one has full information on what coaching is. Based on my sources, trust me, bro, I'm not hearing good things about False. I don't think Flubby and Pew have really shown a lot with any of the rosters they've had. Their credentials aren't super great. I mean, I don't want to speak negatively about them too much. It's just that the other teams I look at, they have more credentials on the coaching staff. They have more proven results from the coaching staff. When I look at, previous results, rosters they've been a part of, I think that actually was a pretty big part of this particular ranking for me. Again, I don't want to drag them down too much, but they have a lot of potential to show. Here's the other thing. I like Aspire and Shockwave. I think they're genuinely strong. Aspire and Shockwave, I think, are a better DPS duo than a lot of the DPSs above them. 19, 18, 17. Spy Shockwave is probably better than those guys, maybe. I don't know much about Psycho, but we are in a huge Genji meta. Unless Shockwave has got a secret Genji that he's been hiding from me, and it's like really insane. Psycho is probably the Genji player on this team, right? I don't know. I don't know if he can compete. I don't know if he's going to be good enough at the hero to really compete. Master is great, but I got huge question marks on Scarippa and Aztec. Now, I've seen Aztec in contenders. He was great, but he was rotting on Toronto last year. So unless he's got something in the bank that he's been saving for an entire year stuck on Toronto doing nothing, like Aztec would have to prove a lot. He would have to show a lot. Scarippa, I don't know. We got a rookie from contenders, from British Hurricane. I think we all lost a little bit of faith in British Hurricane after the London thing last year. I don't feel the solo tank not being exciting on this team, plus for me maybe 2 question mark supports, Master being good, Psycho maybe being a question mark for me, and then also other teams above having better coaching credentials puts Vancouver in 20th for me. I think it'll be easier to explain when I show you 19, because I feel like I need to compare Vancouver to number 19 to really drive home the point, because otherwise, I don't know, it doesn't say a lot just yet. So why don't we move over to number 19, and then you can see what I'm talking about. Number 19. Probably not that surprising. I mean, look. It was going to be one of the two. If Vancouver wasn't in 20th, London probably would be. And then Vancouver would be 19th. So are these two teams for me still trading places at the bottom so far, right now, at this exact moment? Here's why I like Spitfire more. You'll probably notice, you probably watched, if you've seen Plat Chat by now, maybe you saw some other rankings. Everyone probably would have put Spitfire below Vancouver, and I'm crazy enough to actually put London above Vancouver. Now, I know Johnny thinks London is better than 20th, so EO reinforced, boom, we're on the same page there. I got you, Johnny. And I see it. There's a couple things I see on this roster. One, I think Poker, I don't know about Hardy yet, but I think Poker is significantly going to be better than False. That's number one. the coaching staff has, especially, well, mostly Christopher, has a lot more going for them. Christopher head coaching with Commander Expillo. Christopher leading the way. I have a lot of trust in Christopher. I think he's done a great job over the past few seasons. Honestly, that was a big bonus for me. Landon is not quite ultraviolet, but I have heard great things about Landon. Coming through from Kenobi as well, where Kenobi covers all the collegiate, so he knows Landon probably better than most. You got Sparker, Shax's backbone. Now, here's the thing. I don't expect Shax to really do much playtime here. Unless he plays a really mean soldier, Tracer's not going to be relevant just yet. So, part of this power ranking is also taking into account what the current meta is. So, you'll see that throughout the ranking today, there's going to be a lot of me referencing what the current meta is for Kickoff Clash and how good I think a team is in that meta. So, am I being a bit of a slave to the meta? I guess. But because it's an actual power ranking and not an end-of-season prediction, we are going to address who's good right now in the current meta, and that will impact their placement for me. Backbone's probably going to end up being the Genji here. I don't know. I can't. This one's going to be hard for me. I think Spark is probably your key player, likely on the soldier here. I'd probably take Aspire Shockwave for the most part over the London DPS, but the other parts of London I just feel a little bit stronger. You know, Hardy Genji. And I don't even know if Hardy will play. Maybe the low ping will help here as well. And that's the other thing. I also kind of give London maybe slightly more leeway because I know they're coming over from high ping to low ping, so that will help them as well. I'm not saying it'll help them get an insane amount of increase, but it'll definitely do something. So, generally speaking, the reason why I put London above Vancouver is a higher faith in the coaching line, and a few more pieces on their team, especially the Poco tank line that I feel really good about. So, yeah. Vancouver probably just had a couple more question marks than London did, but I think they're both, based on scrimbucks, they're both kind of not amazing right now. Not the most exciting rosters outside of a few pieces. I'm also, unfortunately, I'm a bit of a Korean Kevin. That's actually my real name as well. My point is, I'm not super high on European talent right now. I'm not against European talent, but I don't think they get a lot of practice. I don't think they get good practice. EU ranked is not as good as NA ranked, which is not as good as Korean ranked. Europe doesn't have access to Overwatch League level scrims at all. NA at least has Overwatch League scrims. Korea has a lot of Overwatch League scrims, and the contenders teams of Korea are insane. So if you have European talent on your team coming through from contenders, like rookie European talent, right now it doesn't excite me. I think Europe needs a lot of development to get to the stage where fresh European talent can be exciting again. Because right now, unless your name is Kevster, then, you know, the rest of Europe isn't quite on that level. Kevster's different. Kevster's built differently, trust me, but the rest of Europe needs to catch up by a lot. So, I'm not super excited about... okay, sure. Kai and Kevster are built differently. The rest of them need to do a little bit... okay, fine. Kai, Funny Astro, and Kevster are built differently. The rest of them need to do a bit of catching up. Okay, there's a few really good European players. I'm not saying there's none. I'm saying the new European talent coming through are not as exciting. Anyway, number 18. I actually forgot who I put in 18. Stop. Okay, stop. I get it. Someone said reinforce. It's really good. I get it. I'm saying new talent. I know there's some good old talent. I'm saying new talent. Number 18. Okay, now you guys are just bringing up players that don't even play anymore. Just fully retired players. Who's going to be number 18? You guys have any idea who number 18 could be? Who do you think's going to be number 18? Pitch a tent. Who's going to be in there? I'm seeing Justice, Charge, Shock, NYXL, Valiant, Chengdu even. Boston or Charge. Whoo! Alright. The official number 18. Oh. Los Angeles Valianto. Valiant. Damn, son. Damn, son. I don't know, dude. Platchat put them so high. Platchat put Valiant in, like, what did they put him? Like 12th or 13th or 14th or something? They put Valiant so high. Or 15th? I don't know. Still, yeah, 15th. That's still really high. 15th is really high for Valiant. I mean, oh, dude. Come on. Listen. No Hill's good. He's also a bit of a memer. Okay, he's literally standing behind Dia topless, rubbing his nipples. That shit would get you banned on Twitch. But on Billy or Do You or whatever they stream on, they ain't got no rules, right? No damn rules. Anything goes. You can rub your damn nipples on stream if you want to. Here's my problems with this team. What the fuck is it? What is this team? 5 DPS, Sash and Coldest Langsar. I think the supports are probably fine. I think Langsar just came off a winning season, or like a very good season. Coldest probably undervalued because he didn't get playtime on Spark, and then only got used towards the end when Spark were falling apart. He had a great reputation prior to joining Spark, being Chinese Jonak. So Coldest Langsar is probably one of the better parts of this roster. Sash and Solo Tank, I don't know, man. Bro, they need... There's only a few players that I really trust on Solo Tank. And that's like people like Smurf, you know? Or Fury, even. And even then, Fury is now backed by Belosria. They have a second tank, so... What is Sashin by himself? Ugh. I don't know, bro. Sashin would have to be so good. Sashin would have to be insane. Sashin came to him in a... Must have been. No, Hill must have been sleeping one night. Wakes up at 2 a.m. in a cold sweat. And all he remembers is Sashin spoke to him in the dream. Or maybe not. Somebody spoke to him in the dream. I don't know. Is he religious? I'm not too sure. A deity spoke to him in his dream and said, pick up Sashin. And don't pick up anyone else in the tank role. Just Sashin. And so he did. And then... he already had 3 DPSs, decides to pick up a 4th one. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what's going on here? That's a little too much. But I guess Dallas did it, so... well, man, Dallas picked up 4 DPS. Wow, okay, well, we'll go there. Dia, Innovation, Becky, Easy Han, and it's just like... I guess Innovation is kind of a flex DPS. Becky is one. Dia's a hit scan. Yeah, maybe you lock up a second hit scan since Innovation isn't a hard hit scan. Maybe that makes sense, you know, 2 flex DPS, 2 hit scans. But how does Hacker come into this mix? What is Hacker doing on this team? What? I don't even know what Hacker's been doing the last 2 years. The last time I saw this guy was in 2019. Okay, he did win a contender season, but he won it during a Sombra meta. He's a Sombra one trick, and then Pacific Showdown, obviously team didn't do great. He got diffed by Doha. Not a huge surprise. Doha was definitely the best Sombra at the time. I don't know. Never saw him again. He streamed Apex a lot last year. That just gives me so much confidence in Hacker. He's been streaming Apex is what he's been doing, apparently. So, yeah. 5 DPS. 3 of them will be benched at any given time. Just remember that. 3 out of the 5 DPS will be benched at any given time, unless the rumors or potential... Can I even say announcement from the Overwatch League video? I don't even know if it's accurate. Said Becky was going to be on support. Is Becky going to be on support? I saw him playing Lucio. Is Becky playing Lucio over Langsar? Really? I wouldn't be surprised if Becky was playing both roles. I think if Becky does play support, he should be on flex support, and he should be also playing DPS at the same time, so he can cover both roles, like a very flexible player, right? But I don't see him permanently moving to a support role when he's probably your only actual flex projectile DPS. Think about it. He is a full hit scan. Innovation's hero pool is like 3 heroes, including one of them is Sombra, by the way. So that already conflicts with Hacker. You got 2 fucking Sombra players on this team now. Innovation plays Sombra, Trace, and Mei. Those are his 3 heroes. He doesn't play the other, like, traditional projectiles as far as I can see. So if you lose Becky, you actually just don't have a Genji player. You don't have an Echo Fire player. Because you don't have Spectre on this team. So how can Becky be your support when he's your only damn projectile player? That just doesn't even make sense. Innovation Echo. I haven't seen him play Echo because when they literally brought on a new player in Spectra and Team CC to play the projectile heroes because Dia Innovation couldn't do it. He probably does play Soldier, but guess what? You've got Easy Hunt and Dia who play hit scan as well. So yeah, and who else is on this coaching staff? We have No Hill, Wu Hiel, and Haruhi. Look, I'll give No Hill the benefit of the doubt. I want to trust him, but he's got to give me some damn clear results for me to trust him more. Because right now, he's pushing it. He's becoming a meme lord, and he's pushing it. He's doing some weird... I think he's trying to build a Valorant team. Real shit. I think No Hill is trying to build a Valorant team because he's got 5 damn DPS on his team. Okay? That's what he's doing right now. The LA Valorant. Actually, the LA Valorant. No, I still... Unfortunately, I still think Valiant are the weakest team in APAC. I still think Charge, Hangzhou, Fusion, they all have stronger teams than the Valiant on paper. Valiant's team doesn't look like it has a lot of direction. Solo Tank Sashin, who hasn't been in the game for a long time. Hacker, who hasn't been in the game for a long time. 5 DPS. What is going on? I don't know what's going on with this team. It's so weird. So, they got a lot to prove. They'll probably win some games this season. They're not going to go winless. Not going to be an 0-24. But probably not going to make a tournament. Probably not going to be really moving up the power rankings. I don't expect unless I was going to say unless Diaz go, but even if Diaz is really good, I mean, you got fucking Shy on the other team. Like, come on. Even if Diaz is good, Shy is still on the other team. Come on. There's so much to play up against. It's so hard. So, Valiant 18th. Let's move on. Let's move on to 17. Who's going to be 17? Throw in a name for me. Who is going to be 17? While I just 2L in the background. Real quick. Based. Biomaniacs is Shanghai. That's kind of based. Got some NYXLs in there. Washington, Toronto. Charge. Okay. You guys need to stop saying Shanghai and Shock. Jesus Christ. We've got some Bostons in there. People really want Boston in here. Truby's going to be really upset if Boston's here, so we'll see. I can't remember, actually. I personally can't remember who I put down here. Number 17 is the Charge. Damn it. It is the Charge. Oh, shit. Good. Good. Oh, 11 shambles. Tofu in shambles. Oh, no. Look. Charge, unfortunately, going to be 17th. I don't think they'll necessarily stay here. Here's my reasoning for Charge 17th. Here we go. Number 1. This team go high if they sign a probably yes. But until they do that, I don't even know if they're signing anybody. Until they do that, I ain't moving them. Here's why Charge is 17th. First of all, this is probably the number 1. This is the biggest reason why Charge is 17th for me. Again, my rules for the power ranking is who's good now? Who's good right now? Choi Se-hwan is injured. He's not playing. And he's probably their best player. Your star player, who, by the way, we are deep in a Genji meta. We are very deep in a Genji meta. Choi had a great Genji last year. He is like the Genji guy on this team. Charge when Genji wasn't good last year, Charge forced a lot of Genji. A lot of Genji last year, even when it wasn't good. And Choi made it look good. But he's injured. He's not playing. Choi is not playing. They confirmed... No, they haven't confirmed it. Tofu, eyes emojis don't confirm anything. I throw in eyes emojis all the time for everything. Eyes emojis is not a confirmation. Okay. And until I see an official announcement, it doesn't count. So sadly, they lose Choi right now. I don't know when Choi comes back, but he's not currently playing, and they need him. They need him right now. It's gonna be develop on the Soldier, Eileen on the Genji, Eileen Diff Flitter in 2020 Summer Showdowns. Fuck. We'll get to Shanghai. We will get to Shanghai. Don't worry. Shanghai and next. Shanghai and 16th. They're next. Don't worry. We'll get there. Eileen has had to swap between hit scan and projectile and back to hit scan, then back to projectile over the course of his whole career. He's had a really strange trajectory where last year, because Mike Haley got benched and removed from the roster, Mike Haley was meant to be the hit scan player. Eileen had to pretty much fill the shoes of Haley to play the hit scan. Prior to that, he's also played projectile. So he's gone from projectile to hit scan. Now he's going to have to be forced to go back to projectile because Choi Sehwan's gone. For now, injured. So Eileen has to take over Choi's hero pool. The Genji is there, but Choi's Genji was just so good. I don't know. I don't think Eileen's as good as Choi on that role. So things get a little bit weird on this team. Rio, Krong. I think I do trust Krong. I don't know if we'll see much Rio, but Krong had a bit of a shocker year last year. I'd like to imagine that maybe his team... This could be the case of like a good player being stuck on a bad team. I don't know. But Krong has to kind of climb out of this pit of despair that he was in last year with the rest of the team to kind of prove he can be a top tank again, because a lot of faith in Krong was lost last year. Maybe it's because of the team, but still. He's got to kind of have to prove himself again. Unique and Molly. Molly's a decent player, but we didn't see him much on Shanghai. It's hard to really rate Molly accurately right now because you kind of have to just speculate on how good he might be because he wasn't really a player last year. Unique is a reasonable player. He did have a good season on T1, but Unique over the course of his entire career has always been kind of, he's been serviceable, which is not the word you want to use for exciting players. He's been a reasonable player, but not very exciting to watch. Nothing really going on there. I think the main takeaway about Unique, if you think about it from this perspective, he was on T1, right? The very successful T1 roster that has mostly been ported over the Philadelphia Fusion. Ask yourself this question. You are Jin, the head coach of T1. You are now the head coach of Fusion. You've been promoted. You bring with you from T1 MN3, Zest, Ballas, Rhea. You have an open main support position. You choose to get Fixer from Uprising Academy instead of your guy, Unique, from T1. You don't pick up your own guy from T1. Why? You would rather get Fixer from Uprising Academy than your own dude from T1. When you clearly ported over a bunch of other T1 players, and that was kind of the goal. I think that, to me, if I read between the lines, it does say a bit. Jin didn't want Unique. He had the option to go for Unique. Didn't want him. Taken already? No. Fusion have first dibs on all the T1 players. If you're an academy team, you don't have to... You own their contracts. You have first dibs on all those players. Any of those players from your academy team, you can take whenever you want. Fixer was on T1, was he? Like a long time ago. Fixer's contract was gone. No, he got sold to Uprising. Fixer got sold to Uprising. He was on T1, but then he got sold. So his contract was owned by Huck. Right? Fusion has to buy from Huck to get Fixer back. And they'd rather do that than take Unique. That's all I'm saying. So, I don't know. I think Unique's a serviceable player, but you need a bit more than serviceable to be like exciting. So Charge have a reasonable roster. Their roster does improve. They get a Pritter, but I don't know who gets benched. Does Eileen get benched? Because Develop's pretty good. Does a Pritter just bench Develop as well? Maybe. I do think Develop is going to be pretty reasonable. We didn't really get to see him, but he did do well in Contenders. But there's another thing about him. He kind of falls into the Molly boat for me, where I know they were good before, but the year off kind of makes me feel a bit queasy about him. Is the only thing. Is Charge a professional organization, though? I mean, yeah. I mean, look at their sponsors. Herb something. They got a Herb sponsor. I don't know. Of course they're professional. Come on. 16. Number 16. Who is going to be in number 16? Who have I not said yet? Which teams have I not put in number 16 yet? Everyone's doing NYXL, Boston, Paris, another blue-colored team, Washington, Atlanta. Oh, come on. Shock. I don't know what's going on. What, guys, what's wrong with something is wrong with the blue-colored teams. Something is very wrong with the blue-colored teams this season. They're all at the bottom. They're all at the bottom. It's all blue-colored teams. Which means the next team has to be, just to stay with the theme here, guys, all the blue teams, the next team in number 16 is the Dallas Fuel. Another blue-colored team. It's another blue-colored team. I gotta get all the blue teams out of the way, guys. We're doing color-coded. You figured it out. Yeah, you figured it out. Hey, the power rankings are actually sorted by color. We're just doing it we're moving from blue to red. You know? We're moving across from blue and then to like kind of like a purpley and then kind of like to like a green maybe and then like a yellow and then to an orange and then we get to red, right? Is that how it goes? Letting Boston get away with murder. What color is Boston? Just in case you forgot. What color is Boston? Anyway. Paris Eternal. This will make a lot more sense when you see who I have above Eternal. This will make a lot more sense. I think this is a... Oh shit, Avala's here. My apologies. Look away, Avala. Look away! Look away! Don't... No! It wasn't meant to be like this. It wasn't meant to be like this. It'll make a lot more sense when we see who is above this because I had to battle. I'm not confident about this one. I had to battle a lot of internal feelings because there's a couple of teams ahead that I've been swapping around. I think the 16, 15, 14, it's been a lot of swapping around. A lot of swapping around. Because I'm not sure. But I do think I would trust Eternal a lot more than the four teams below. I think Eternal's much better than the 4 teams below. Here's what I like about the Eternal. They bring back a pretty winning formula from last season that did work. Glister is really good. I trust J-Mac, so I like the coaching staff. I think Khan and Dreedro is the most exciting part about this team. I think Glister's exciting, but I think Khan and Dreedro will do a lot. To me, Khan and Dreedro add so much value to this team, and it's a big part of why I put them above everybody else so far on this list. Lucio meta right now, Dreedro is going to be really good in that. Ana meta for Khan as well. Khan was, great on the flex support. We'll Dan. We'll see how they do as an individual instead of as a duo. I think they both had a reasonable year last year, but it's just...
What are your thoughts on Napoleon's failed invasion of Russia in 1812?
Thank you for the donut. Let me just bring that one up real quick. Grandpa Tracer with the 5. Thank you so much for that. What are your thoughts on Napoleon's failed invasion of Russia in 1812? I think that if he succeeded, maybe we would have had a divergent timeline where Putin doesn't get into power. So, damn it, Napoleon. Why'd you fail, huh? Why? You've ruined it for all of us. Okay, back to the rankings. I haven't seen Naga's Genji. I don't know what it is. I think Yiska said this last night, and it's a little bit true, but when you think of Naga, it's just like, oh, Farah, Echo guy. I haven't seen... Maybe Naga's Genji is good. I don't know. It could... I don't know. It's never been a hero I've associated with him. Then again, I don't know. I probably haven't seen enough of Naga to really associate too much outside of Farah, Echo. Naga is against you, but and look, I believe you. I'm sure he is. I'm sure all the projectile players are. Okay, his Genji is as good as his Echo. All right. But the problem is when I have to compare him to the people in 15, 14, 13, it doesn't look as good. Gliss is a great part of this team, and I hope this is not going to be a Glister 1v9 situation. Gliss is going to be probably on Soldier this year unless they're playing a different meta. Yeah, I mean, it's a reasonable team. I think having a third DPS would certainly help out this lineup a lot. Now, this is a team that needs a Pritter. Get a Pritter on this team. I think it's better for me. It's easier for me to explain the Paris placement when you see number 15. So, why don't we do number 15 real quick, and it will help me explain. Is it another blue team in 15? Are we keeping the color coding going? Is it more blue teams? Am I simply doing all the blue teams first? How many blue teams are going to be in the bottom half? How many blue teams? Huh? We'll find out. Number 15 is a blue team. It's New York Excelsior. More blue teams. More blue teams. They're all the blue teams. NYXL in 15. Here's why I have Eternal in 16. Because when I compare them to the New York Excelsior, there's just so many better players. Unfortunately, there are just so many better players on the New York team. Flora, Yaki, Kellen, even Vulcan, Gangnam Jin, Myeongbong. So, is Naga good? I guess, but is he better than Yaki? Probably not. Thanks, Tofu. See you later. Glister is great. He's probably even better than Flora. So, there you go. Paris has got one. They got one. Would I take either Dan or Vastola over Kellen? No, I wouldn't. I'll take Kellen. Dredro Khan, probably the most exciting part of this team. I definitely take Dredro on a main support over Gangnam Jin or Myeongbong on a main support. But Khan over either Gangnam Jin or Myeongbong, it's a hard sell. I think Khan has the capability to be as good or better, but right now I'd probably take either one of Gangnam Jin or Myeongbong over Khan individually. Would you take Kellen even if he can't play ball or monkey? Well, you better hope Vulcan's good then. You better hope Vulcan's good. I don't know. It depends on... I know that Doom is pretty meta. Kellen has definitely been playing Doom. Winston is pretty good right now, actually. So part of the reason why I got... You know, I'm big on Kellen is because we are in a Winston Doom-ish kind of dive meta. Winston is good right now. Contrary to my tier list for heroes... Winston probably rated too low. I probably should have put Winston higher up in hindsight. But Winston actually is pretty good. So there it is. You can't wrong the wrong, but I haven't. I put them a little bit up. Not quite S tier. No, Kafa, I wouldn't put him in S tier, but he's up there. S tier for me is like meta defining. You must play this hero or you're basically throwing. That's S tier for me. I put Winston in A tier, which means he's very good at the meta, super viable pick. You'll get a lot of output out of him, right? But not meta defining. A lot of these ranks come down to what you rate higher, talented players or more flexible roster, or both, right? You kind of have to kind of lean into both a little bit, if we can. So, this is going to be another one of those situations where when I show you who I have in 14th, New York in 15th makes a lot more sense. Because you're probably wondering, well, how is New York this low? Why are they only in 15th place? Isn't this a good roster? Aren't Flora, Yaki insane? Isn't Kellen like the next, you know, excellent rookie main tank player? Isn't Gangnam Jin amazing? Isn't Myeongbong supposed to be pretty good? Vulcan, he's there. I don't know much about Vulcan. But here's the other thing, is do they have a sixth player? Do they really have a sixth player? Because Vulcan doesn't speak any Korean. These other guys have never played in, except for Myeongbong, aside from Yongbong, they've not been in a mixed roster before. They've only played in Korean rosters. I don't even know how this is going to work. This was meant to be a full Korean team before Vulcan just joined, and and here's the other problem. Kellen just had to go back to Korea because of some visa issue, right? Just recently, Kellen had to return to Korea, miss out on scrims, probably go to the embassy or something because he had some sort of visa issue to deal with, and he's only recently returning to the US, which means this entire time that Kellen's been missing, Vulcan's been having to play with the team. So the team is kind of like switching between Vulcan and Kellen can't keep, he hasn't been in practice. It's all a little bit scuffed, you know? They don't have a main support. Gangnam Jim Yongbong, somebody's playing main support. I actually know who it is. I don't know if I should leak it. I'm probably not going to leak it. For the safety and... Oh, you know? Okay, fuck it. Yeah, it's Gangnam Jin. Fuck, you already know. Whatever. It's Gangnam Jin's playing main support! What is going on? It is Gangnam Jin. He's playing main support. What is going on? And Gangnam Jin, I think Gangnam Jin's a better flex support than Myeongbong. So the out of the two flex support players, the one that's meant to be the better flex support is on main support. Oh shit, Shockwave's here. People hide. Don't hate me, Shockwave. I think you're really good. I think you're really good. Sorry. I'm sorry, Shockwave. But Avala was here first, and she scared me, so I moved her team up. Anyway, once we see 14th, I think we will discover a few more reasons of why New York are here. So who's in 14th? Is it another blue team? Are we following the trend? Is it all blue teams? Thank you, Ken, for the 14 months.
Lack of subs in this chat, someone should fix that.
Houston, Boston, Justice, thank you again. Mayhem, Dallas finally, Shock 14th, Super by himself 14th, B-Word, Boston, Shanghai, Hangzhou even. Okay. Who is going to be number 14? Is it going to be another blue team? Is it going to be another blue team? Here we go. Yeah, it's another blue team. Something in the water today. Something in the water this season. It's all the blue teams. It's all the blue teams, dude. Okay, you're trolling. I'm not. I'm really not. Ricky Darricky with the prime, thank you. Boston for real, finally. Oh, God, it really is all the blue teams. It's a sea of blue out there. It is all blue, baby. 7 blue teams in the bottom 7. Alpha color, anyway. Dallas next, maybe? Lagvo with the prime, thank you so much. Okay. Why do I like Boston more than New York? Why do I like Boston more than New York? Let's have a look. Hey, Josh. Yeah, we're doing it by color order. That's why, you know, don't get upset if your team's near the bottom. We're doing this by color. We're doing this by color. You already know Shanghai's probably number 1, so we're going from blue to red. You got to go through the entire color spectrum. Don't worry about it. Boston. Okay. Here's what I know about Boston. Generally speaking, I think their team, first of all, their team is way more flexible than New York, like a lot more flexible than New York. Striker Valentine Victoria, Valentine Genji, very good. Striker Soldier, very good. We didn't get to see the best of Valentine last year, but I think Valentine is a very capable player with a lot. Oh, Jesus Christ. Josh is here. What's up, dude? 380 viewers there, grade! Welcome. For all the new Sideshow views that have just come in, we're up to Boston. I'm not going to go backwards and explain the other 6 teams again. All you need to know about the other 6 teams is they're blue, and I put them at the bottom, okay? Yeah, everybody's blue and they're all at the bottom because they're blue. That's what's happening right now. So thank you again, Josh. Much appreciated. You're a champ. I'm not going to explain the other. You're going to have to watch the YouTube video. This is going to go on YouTube at some point later, and you're going to have to watch the YouTube video to find out why all the blue teams are at the bottom. I'm not gonna explain it again. I've already explained them all. I'm not gonna do it again. You're gonna have to just find out. Okay. Again, why do I like Boston better? Way more flexible. Striker Valentine cover the DPS meta extremely well. Marvel, It's All Punk. Somebody in this tank line is gonna be the guy. Okay? You've got 3 damn tanks. 3 of them! Somebody is gonna cover what you need in this tank line. I fucking better be. It better be. Boston is trolling if they can't find a good tank player out of their 3 tanks. 3 of them. Faith, Crimzo, MZ. Faith is Lucio. Will be great. Will be good enough. Crimzo, MCD, both pretty good Ana players. No qualms there. They'll be fine in this current meta. It's a pretty good meta for Boston, all things considered. Pretty damn good. I think, yeah, in terms of covering the meta and being good in this meta, it is a great meta for them. Now, here's the couple downsides. Boston as an org, I'm not too sure. They come back with the same coaching staff, right? We've got Askoff, Baroy, Laurie again. Obviously, Boston, Huck, they have a lot of faith in this kind of faith, pun intended, because he's on the team, have a lot of faith in this coaching staff. I think Boston heavily underperformed last season. I paid attention to player chat. Josh, you were right. Sideshow said this as well, but it's hard to trust Boston. It is hard to trust them as an org because this is the team that historically is just, I don't know, they cave in. They gave Shanghai their first win in Season 2. To be fair, Shanghai was pretty good in Season 2. But they lost 0-3 to Vancouver last year. They gave Vancouver their only win last year. Boston somehow just crumbled versus Vancouver last year, 0-3. What? And their team was way better than Vancouver's team last year, like significantly so. How did they do that? Their team just crumbled. Also, Striker, as good of a player as he is... Oh, hey, Punk. Has anyone started fights with Striker? What do you mean, Punk? Look, you are the king of blue teams. You are the king of blue teams. Except for Dallas, who I haven't shown yet. But aside from Dallas, you're the king of blue teams. You are the best blue team, okay? I made you the best blue team. Except for Dallas. You can be proud of that. You can be proud of being the best blue team. Okay? Take that and run with it. Take it and run with it. Don't come at me. Everyone in this chat thought I should put you lower. Everyone in this chat thought you were going to be like 17th or something. And I made you the best of the blue teams that are not called Dallas. So you ask, why overall? Like you said you like this team, they're flexible, they're good in this meta. Why are Uprising only in 14? How come Uprising only for? First of all, I think this is probably a lot higher than most people thought. And that's a lot of me just kind of giving faith to Boston and just saying, fuck it, I think their roster's decent. Even though I don't know about the org. I think the roster's decent. As long as Striker doesn't get into any fisticuffs with anybody, they'll be fine. You know? If Striker and Huck don't have a boxing match live in their training facility, they'll be okay. You just gotta make sure that Striker and Huck are not in the same room together, because somebody's gonna throw hands. If you can avoid that situation, the team will be okay. Number 13. Part of the reason why Boston's here is because there's a team in number 13 that I like better. There's a team that I do like better. In number 13. Who's it gonna be? Let me just tell you. There is a blue team we haven't done yet. So who's gonna be in 13? Huh? Who is gonna be in 13? Flourishington, Toronto Mayhem, Justice, Mayhem again, British Hurricane, Fuel. Dallas is confirmed. Yeah, it's got to be Dallas because it's the only other blue team. So, without further ado, Toronto people saying, without further ado, number 13 is The final blue team, it's the Dallas Fuel. No, it's the Justice. Justice have a little bit of blue in their team. Just a little bit of blue, just enough. Justice have enough blue in their team that I'm like, you know what? They count. They count as a sort of blue team for me. You know, it's red, white, and blue. And I'm like, well, let's just do the blue. Let's just do the blue. Good humor. Forget the red. Don't get baited by all the red on the outside, okay? You see all this red on the outside logo? Don't get baited. Focus on the blue in the middle. Focus on the blue in the middle, okay? That's what you need to see. You forgot that Washington could be a blue team. And I think I'm just going to lop them in with the blue teams because Washington Justice at 13 question mark. I don't know if you are upset or happy or what. Like, are you disappointed that they're 13 or do you think that I put them too high? I can't tell if you think I put them too high or too low. Where's my accent from? I'm supposed to be from New Zealand, but I just sound weird. Okay, I don't know. Here we go. Washington. Better than the Uprising. I think better higher highs. Happy Assassin, Decay. Good DPS players. Happy in particular is so good. I still have blind faith that Mag can make a comeback. Kalios was reasonable last year. Vigilante's insane, but he's not playing yet, so we're going to get Krillin opener. That's probably my biggest problem with the team, is that one of their best players is not even eligible until, I don't even know when, next stage maybe? Vigilante is just not available yet, so we're going to have to play with opener Krillin. We've also confirmed a Lucio meta. I don't know if opener's going to keep up against the other really, really good main supports. I don't know. Krillin should be reasonable. But here's another thing. You have to remember, he was one of Jin's boys. Jin didn't want him. Jin on Fusion could have taken Krillin. He chose Aim God. Just putting it out there. He chose Aim God instead of Krillin. What does that say? I don't know. Should I read between the lines? Not too sure. Not too sure. He selected Aim God. So, oh, they had a line, but okay, maybe, I guess. Sure, maybe, yeah, alright, I'll give it to you. But you can always get a second flexible. They could have still taken Krillin as a backup. They could have still taken Krillin as a backup, guys. A lot of teams have 2 flex supports, okay? Anyway. My problems with this team are definitely not the players, for the most part. At least not the... Okay, let me rephrase that. My problems with this team are not the skill level of the players. Maybe Decay's being a diva. Maybe Decay's being a menace on the team. I don't know. But the good news is, maybe we don't need him this year. Maybe Happy and Assassin will be enough. Assassin, flex projectile DPS. Happy, great hit scan. Huge upgrade over Jerry. Maybe we don't need Decay. Maybe if Decay's being a little dickhead, maybe we don't need him. But if he's reformed, if he's good, he's not causing issues, and he's a happy camper, maybe then we get Decay back. I was disappointed in Decay last year. I thought Decay last year was not that great. Did he carry on Reaper a few times? I suppose. But what is all this? We got all these reports last year about Decay refusing to play long-range hit scan. This guy is like what is supposed to be one of the best Widowmaker players, and he refused to play long-range hit scan. Why? What's wrong with Decay? What happened? Something happened to Decay. Decay decayed. I think Decay mentally decayed is what happened. I don't get it. He's like, this guy is like... Is anyone familiar with League of Legends and LCS? Volamel described Decay as like the Dardoch of Overwatch League. The Dardoch of Overwatch League. Good player, but you can't fucking tame him. You cannot tame this guy. Everyone tries. You can't tame this guy. I don't know what it is. He just refused to play long-range hit scan. Huh? What? Huh? Excuse me? Hello? Decay? Anybody home? What's going on? I don't know, man. Mag, I don't know what happened to Mag. He was so good on Runaway. He comes on Washington. Guy is just average. He's just an okay player. Yeah, okay. Did he diff Fearless one time? I guess he diffed Fearless one time. Then what? I don't know. Did Washington ruin him? Did he mentally implode himself? Did he fuck around? What happened to Mag? I said this guy. I got egg on my face because I said Mag could have been Rookie of the Year. And then he fucked up. I don't know. I don't know what happened to Mag. Either somebody ruined him or he ruined himself, or I don't know. Maybe he drank the water in Washington, D.C. Because here's the thing. When you go to D.C., there's a big-ass sign that says, don't drink the tap water, and he did. Okay? Mag drank the D.C. water, and it infected his brain. Okay? And that's why he had to wear that bicycle helmet, because he infected his brain with the D.C. water that you weren't supposed to drink. I'm getting thirsty now. Hang on. That's good. So, if Mag is back, though, if a good version of Mag is back and we're in a Winston meta, which we are, then he's going to be good. So that fixes a lot of things if he's good. The problem is, it's a coin flip. I don't know if Mag is good. Is Mag good? No idea. A lot of, like, the Justice tank line, I think, is going to come down to whether Mag is good or not. Because if Mag's bad, you're going to get Kalios playing. Kalios mostly just plays Zarya. I don't know how good Kalios is on any other pick than Zarya. He basically only played Zarya last year. Happy and Assassin are fine. Decay, if he's good, will be fine. It's crazy that so much of this team comes down to whether Decay and Mag will be good. And then even then, the other problem is, even if Decay and Mag are good, what about the backline? Vigilante still can't play for so long. For so long. I don't know. Sigma looked good. Okay, cool. So they can win the one escort map out of 4 maps. So when they get to map, if they don't get 03, then we get to map 4 and it's an escort. Nice. They can win escort. Well done. They can still lose 1 and 3. Or rather, no. If they win the escort, I suppose they go to a map 5, don't they? Okay. Anyway, my point is, Sigma's basically only good on one game mode. So I mean, you're kind of hoping for a lot here. But the reason why I have them over Uprising, Punk, if you're here, is because, generally speaking, I think Justice have higher highs. I think if we hit the higher highs of the Justice, we get there. Also, Ty Dollar joins this team and he's respectable. I think Ty Dollar's really good. And maybe Ty Dollar can fix some of these guys. Maybe Ty Dollar can right Decay and fix Mag. I don't know. Mag needs a lot of fixing. My guy is like Humpty Dumpty. He fell off a fucking wall and he's been smashed into pieces. He needs to be damn well put together with super glue. Punk is in a game. Okay, thank you for the update. Can he write Supreme though? I don't know. I don't actually know what Supreme's input is. I'm not too sure. But Chilwa made O2 Blast good and Ty Dollar was good and he helped. I've heard great things about him from his time in Glads. So that's Justice. 12th. We still get number 12. Damn, we ain't even through halfway. We ain't even through halfway. Who is going to be number 12, guys? I don't remember people upcomer. Thanks again. Want to see how my hometown define? Oh, what's up, Wavy? We will see. My question to you, Wavy, is do you think Define are in number 12? Who is in number 12? Toronto, Spark, Houston, Mayhem, Florida, Philly, Toronto again, Spark, bunch of Florida. All I know is, here's what I know. No matter who I put in 12, somebody will mold. Because here's the thing about this very specific position, is whoever I put in 12th, you know that there's another team that you think should have been 12 that's not there. For example, if I put Toronto in 12, that means Mayhem is above 11 somewhere, 11 or above. If I put Mayhem in at 12th, that means Toronto is somewhere 11th or above. And Spark is somewhere up there. If I put Spark in 12th, that means that both Mayhem and Defiant are 11 or above. There's no winning here. Somebody is going to be 12th and the rest are going to be above, and that will be pure mold territory. So here we go. Number 12. Oh boy. Hoomst is going to be number 12. Do we have any blue teams left? It's the final blue team. It is the Florida Mayhem. Oh shit. Oh shit. Adam's still here? Adam's still here? Florida fuel him. No way. Again, I don't understand the reaction. Are you saying that Mayhem are too high or too low? Everyone's saying, no way. What do you mean? Is it, do you think they're too high or too low? I don't get it. I don't get it. Too low? What do you mean way too... No. What? No. Nuh-uh. Mayhem are properly rated. Finally, a rational comment in the chat. Hey, Adam. Adam's here. Okay, we can start now. Adam's here. That means we can start. Okay. Adam. I'll put Mayhem in 12th. Let me tell you why. Because it is a reasonable thing to do. Am I on board with the Mayhem hype? I am. That's why they're even in 12th. If I wasn't on board with the Mayhem hype, they'd be fucking way lower. Way fucking lower. The fact that they've made it this far up means I am a believer in the Mayhem hype. This is really high for Mayhem. In a lot of ways. In a lot of ways. First of all, XC's not in the country yet, so you don't have XC yet. XC is like really good. You want XC on Soldier. He's not quite there yet. He's probably not going to play on Ping. Hydron's probably okay at Soldier, but you want XC. Checkmate on Genji would be pretty damn solid. Checkmate I heard was really good. Everyone's saying someone is like the next fucking coming of the best tank ever. So I don't know, you know. Yeah, who am I talking about? Somebody is the best. Someone on this team is the next best main tank. Was the next best tank. Someone. You decide who that is. Could it be Checkmate? Could it be Adam? It's someone. Majed has arrived in Korea. Kareev is already there. I assume they'll play Kareev. Animo's your main support. Not the most exciting player, but he'll hold the fort. This is probably a really high rating for Animo, to be honest with you. He's not the most exciting. Majed... No, he's not in Korea. Majed is in Florida. He's in Florida. He just arrived, didn't he? Majed's there, right? Why are you in Korea? Hang on. Why are you in Korea, Majed? Did you join the wrong team? Have you been signed to the Seoul Dynasty? Have you swapped places with a Dynasty doing a reverse NYXL? Or rather, they wouldn't be doing a reverse. They'd be doing the same NYXL. You got on the wrong plane. You got on the wrong damn plane, Majed. Is that what happened? Did you trade places with Kareev? Kareev went to Florida. Here's what happened. Kareev went to Saudi Arabia to play in that tournament. And then you went to Korea to replace Kareev. So you guys just flew in opposite directions is what happened. I understand. I get it. I get it, Majed. That's what happened. All right. So Kareev's definitely playing then. Since Majed is in Korea, Kareev is definitely playing. Majed ain't going to be playing this opening weekend. Look, I'm giving a lot of leeway for this team. I think the coaching staff is good. Got a lot of respect for Gumba McGravy and Adam and Day One. But you got to put the foot down somewhere. You got to put the foot down somewhere, and enough is enough. Enough is enough. How far can you allow Mayhem to climb the rankings until you just got to say enough is enough? You know? At what point do you just have to cut down on the Mayhem hype and you say, guys, stop, you're overrating them now. You're overrating Mayhem, you're hyping them too much. The hype is too much. And that number for me is 12. I had to cut them off at 12. Because there's other teams that I think are a little bit more exciting. Mayhem are punching way above expectations already. We haven't even seen a damn game. I've seen some scrims. Other people have seen other scrims. I know they're doing well in scrims. I know. But this is the most responsible place I could put Florida, where I am both leaning into the hype in that, okay, yeah, they're doing well in scrims, while also being responsible to say, like, but we'll see how far the roster quality gets them, because they have good pieces, and then we'll see how the rest works. It's a bit of a mixed bag team. A lot of, it's a mixed team. They're definitely on a bit of a budget. We'll see. I mean, I think this is a reasonable place to put Mayhem. They're already punching above, way higher than most people thought. They can still have the capability to punch 3 to 4 rankings above still. But responsibly, I can't put them any higher. Responsibly. Gamble responsibly. I'm gambling in Mayhem already in 12. That's pretty high. I think this is a reasonable team. I think Mayhem will be doing a lot better than people expect, but to compete against the next few teams above them, I mean, we'll see. I think the roster quality on the next few teams above them have just a couple of things going for them that are just too good. Simply too good to look over. So, who's 11? Tell me who you think number 11 is. Whomst gonna be 11. H-Town, Spark. It is Hoagie with the 15 months. Welcome back. Thanks so much. Outlaws, Spark, Toronto. Oh, everyone's saying a lot of different. Fusion even. Everyone's put out a lot of names in here. Hunters even. Ooh. 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 I want you to know, this one is also mold-inducing, because if I put depending on who I put in here, there's a certain team I can put in here that means that the other team that I didn't put in is top 10. So all I'm going to say is somebody is making the top 10 from the list of teams that you don't think is that good. Somebody is making the top fucking 10. Somebody is not. Let's have a look at who number 11 is. Number 11 is... What's up, face? It is the Gladiators. The Hangzhou Spark. It is indeed the Spark of which is Hangzhou. Whew! Toronto top 10, baby! Houston top 10, baby! Chengdu top 10, baby! I can tell you what I did. I'll tell you what I did, though. I didn't put Changu in the top 10. I did not put Changun in the top 10. He didn't make it there for me. He got close, but he didn't make it there for me. Why do I have Spark above Mayhem Justice, but below the top 10? Why have I got Spark here? Because I'm a fucking dirty believer in the roster quality of their team, especially Shy. Shy is simply too damn good at this game to not be at least 11th. Alright? Shy is too good. Architect, we'll see what happens. Pineapple, probably going to be benched. Alpha Yi, fucking pretty damn good. Alpha Yi is nuts. Alpha Yi Genji, solid. You're going to get a lot of output out of that guy. He's going to be great. Shy, hit scan, brilliant. One of the best. Incredible. God, Shy. Shy was doing some straight nut in your pants type plays last year. Oh. Who plays Tracer for Spark? Shy can play it. Alpha Yi can play it. Pineapple can play it, I think. 3 tanks. Again. Somebody's going to be good. Somebody is going to be good. Between Goose Ray, Liga, and Burner. Come on. Somebody. Someone will be good at tank, okay? Someone is good at tank. Someone from the Florida Mayhem is good at tank. Now, we are in a Winston meta again. We're back into Winston. We're back in Winston. We have Doom is good. Goose Ray is currently playing both. Some of you will be pleased to know that Burner probably won't play based on where the current meta is. You're probably going to see Goose Ray on Winston, which is really good for this team. Super good for this team. Sadly, that means Liga probably gets benched again. But you know, you get Gooseray back. You get Gooseray back. What's there to be upset about? You know, you're good. You're happy with that. Super Rich coming in is really decent. He probably should have been in the league last year, but he didn't get a chance to because he didn't get picked. Ione is decent. He won with Billy. Good player overall. Probably some more exciting flex supports out there, but I think he's good. Billy Boy is reasonable. They took 3 Billy players into this roster. They're reasonable. They're good. Obviously, when you talk about the coaching stuff, yeah, okay, Changun is here, but they got Miro. Yay, they got Miro. Woo! Apex Winston, superstar Miro. Who did Miro coach? I think he coached Jisoo Busan. Did I get that right? Yeah, he was on Jisoo Busan just before. He's got that going for him. I don't know. I don't know about Miro coach just yet. He coached Team Diamond, and now he's coaching Team Master. Neko still. Where was Neko? Was Neko on this team last year? He was on WGS Phoenix. He was on this. He just joined this team. WGS Phoenix did just okay. Neko could be good. You got 2 player coaches here. You got 2 ex-professional players on this team, and Neko and Miro on the coaching lineup. Next to the god tier Changun, right? The most goated Overwatch coach of all time, obviously, is Changun, because he won Apex. He won an Overwatch League Championship with London Dynasty, no, London Spitfire. He came second with the Seoul Dynasty. Come on, you can't believe you guys are, you know, slandering. You guys are just slandering Changun, huh? Is that what's going on? Y'all are just slandering Changun. Bunch of Changun slanderers, Alright. Look at you. Smiley ass Changun slanderers, huh? So yeah. I don't know. People don't like Changun, but hey, he'll be better than Padgeon, right? You can't be worse than Padgeon for this team. You can't be worse than Padgeon on this team. Don't worry about it. It's still an upgrade. Still an upgrade. So I'll take that. I'll take Changun over Padgeon. You know, I'll do that. It's fine with me. Okay, I gatekept Changun out of the top 10. That's enough. That's all I can do for you. It's as much as I can do for you as I gatekept him out of the top 10 for you. All right, that's enough. Spark have exciting players. I know this team, this organization, has had problems. They had a rotating door of staff last year. They started reasonably well, shat the bed later. You know, I don't know. Spark are definitely spaghetti droppers of the APAC region. You know what I mean? They look like they have a great roster, but they never make it. Spark, they don't make it. But I still believe in them slightly. I don't know. Maybe I'm a dirty Spark believer, but I want to believe that their roster is too good to not be at least 11th. So I got Florida in 12th, and I think Spark's roster is better, but I'm only putting them 1 above. When on paper, Spark should be way higher than this, but I can't trust the org. So Spark have to go down to 11 because I can't trust the org. That being said, we are in the top 10. Who is number 10? Who's number 10? A lot of names here. Toronto Fusion, Chengdu, Atlanta, Philly. Shock, someone even said Shanghai. Houston, all be right. The Guard. Face, where do I put your team? Face still here? Sam, where should your team be? What do you reckon? FaZe Clan. TSM. 100 Thieves. People overrate Chengdu. Oh, shit. Zeta Division could be here. All right. Officially in the top 10. We've cracked the top 10. So everybody in this list now is officially in the top half of all of the teams. Paper Rex, surely. The top half of all of the teams in the Overwatch League. Here we go. Crazy Raccoons. Number 10 is the Toronto Defiant. Casters after they get to Masters. Casters after they get to Masters. Look at this chat. Based, fair, and then something. Then Sue's like, bro, what? Man, I'm gonna mold. This. We got the real duality of man in the chat right here. We got the real duality of man. We got people that are like, yeah, that's a pretty good take. And the other people are like, no way. No way. Do you think I put them too low? I don't get it. Are you saying that you think I put Defiant too low? Too high? I mean, if it wasn't here, they'd be even higher. What do you mean? If I didn't put them here, they would be even higher. Toronto top 4? Nah, okay, that's a cap. You're about as high as Toronto is geographically on the map if you think Toronto's top 4. Okay. Toronto low, Houston is criminal. Oh boy. Wait till you see where I've got Houston. Just wait. Chengdu, Toronto, even with the recent news. We're gonna get to all those teams. Just wait. We're gonna get there. Let's do Toronto first. Why is Toronto number 10 in the top 10 better than the Spark, better than the Mayhem, better than Justice, better than Boston? Where's Houston? Number 1, obviously. Houston's my number 1 team. Here we go. Toronto Defiant. I'm not gonna lie, I'm deeply in love with this backline. Okay? I am sexually aroused by the power of the support line. Chorong Twilight is so fucking good. Like, oh my god, potentially best support line in the entire Overwatch League level good. Almost. They are so good. So good! Like, too good. Way better than 10th. If we were just ranking support lines only and nothing else, Toronto would be in like the top fucking 3. You know, Toronto would be one of the best teams. If it was only support lines, Toronto would be one of the best teams in the entire Overwatch League. No question. And you know the best part? God, you say, hey, listen. You say you can't get more erect. Well, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to get more erect. Because wait till you hear what comes next. We are in a Lucio Ana meta. Boom. Erection increased by 1 inch. Chorong. Amazing Lucio. One of the best. Twilight. The best Ana player in the world. Twilight is still the best Ana player in the world. He still is. I just got even more erect because we have two amazing support players and they get to play their best heroes. They get to play their very best heroes because we have a perfect meta for them. We have a Lucio Ana meta and Chorong's best hero is Lucio and Twilight's best hero is Ana. You couldn't make it even better. It is simply the most powerful meta for one of the most powerful support duos. Okay. Oh, I am shaking at this. They're so good. My goodness. God. Okay, now let's talk about the rest of the team, which is not as exciting. Talk about the rest of the team, which is not as exciting. Is Brig being played in small amounts? Brig is not super meta, but she gets played a little bit. I'm down to a semi now. I was at full mast, and now when I look at the roster, you know what? I'm down to a semi. Not gonna lie. The roster gets a lot less exciting after the supports. It gets a lot less exciting. So we have Muse Hop, but look, it's reasonable. I think Hop is pretty good. Muse probably a little bit. I think all the Muse slander is not unwarranted. I think DPay did Muse a little bit dirty. Okay, Muse can play Ryan, but he's better at Winston and he's better at Bull. Everyone's like, oh, Muse can't play Ryan. He can play Ryan. He's just better at the other heroes. It's not like he can't play Ryan at all. You fucking press right click. How hard is that? Okay? Everyone can play Ryan. You just hold up your fucking shield and you can play Ryan. It's not that hard. Okay? And also, they had skewed last year on Glads. Of course they want to play dive. You have the best Brig player. Why wouldn't you play dive? Of course. But still, Hotba's... I don't know. Hotba probably plays. Depending on... Does Hotba play... How good is Hotba's Doom is the big question there. How good is Hotba's Doom? Hotba Zarya was really solid. Zarya does get played. Hotba... D.Va doesn't get played as much anymore, but... It's there. Chorong, Rookie of the Year. He'd be a candidate. I think if Toronto can do well, Chorong could be a candidate for Rookie of the Year, yeah. I don't think he'll win, but he's a candidate. You guys want to know a fun fact? Okay, here we go. I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know if I'll get in trouble for this. Probably not. I'm definitely not slim, but I appreciate it. This one's juicy. I don't know if I should say it. Fuck it, I'll do it. This one's good. Whatever. I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later if Adam Adamu's upset. Chorong is the highest played rookie player this year. Chorong is the highest paid rookie player this year. Which means he's paid better than proper. So. Yeah. Chorong, he's out there. Chorong's out there. I'm not going to tell you how much. I'm just saying he's well paid. I was just saying he's well paid. He's not, I don't know. I'm going to say how much. Hisu Finale Ortho, a bit of a problem. Yeah, 51,000, you got it. He's paid 51,000. All the other rookies are paid 50k flat. Chorong's paid 51k, and that means he's the highest paid rookie. Yep. 55k final offer. I ain't going higher. 55,000, that's my final offer. 55 and a half. I gotcha. Although not even here. Although still stuck in Korea. He's not going to be playing. Hisu and Finale will be playing. Finale Genji. I heard Finale was reasonable last year. I don't know. I'm not entirely amazingly confident on that. Hisu is most likely your soldier player. He is going to be pretty good. Hisu is going to be pretty reasonable. I think Hisu is a good player. I think he's really good, actually. He did a lot of cool things last year, even when Toronto was struggling. And I think Hisu will have a lot to prove. I think Hisu is definitely a player you can build around, so I'm glad they kept him. People seem to be down on Hisu. You know, people are like, oh, you know, I don't like this DPS. I'm like, what do you mean? Hisu's like good. You guys are like slandering Hisu a little bit. I don't know why you're slandering Hisu a lot. So as long as Finale works out and one of them use Hotba works out, you have one of the best support lines plus Hisu, I think you'll be okay. I think you'll be reasonable. I think 10th is a very responsible place to put Toronto. This is probably one of my favorite placements because I don't think Toronto are either overrated or underrated here. I think they're correctly rated. This is one of my most confident placements. Whereas, for example, Paris could be higher, Justice Mayhem could be higher, Spark could be lower, Spitfire Titans potentially could be higher, Valiant could be lower, Valiant could be higher as well. Charge maybe I've underrated. New York are probably about right, Boston maybe about right, Justice, I don't know yet. But Toronto, I think this is correct. I legitimately think 10th place is very correct for Toronto. If I was to put my own hand up and say what I think the most based placement so far is, I genuinely think it's Toronto. I think Toronto is entirely fair. Honestly, an entirely fair placement. Because we're about to get into number 9. What do you think Toronto's peak is? They can peak tournament. They can definitely peak tournament. Maybe top 4 NA if they really come out alive and other teams kind of falter a little bit. But the problem is there's some really insane teams once you get higher. So it is hard. It's going to be hard for Toronto to break top 5. Who's Justice Tank? Mag Kalios. Okay, who's 9th? Tell me who 9th is. Who is 9th? Go 4th. Houston or Fusion. Philly. Outlaws. Seoul. What else? Hunters. Why are people so down on NYXL? You're gonna have to watch the YouTube video. If you've joined late and you're only seeing number 10 now, I'm not gonna go backwards and explain any of it. This is gonna be a YouTube video. You're gonna have to exclamation mark YT, give me a sub on YouTube, and you'll see it later. You'll see the full explanation later. Okay, here we go. Number 9. Number 9 is H-Town Outlaws. Yeehaw! Okay, Houston gets to be number 9. Everyone's like, yes, based. Finally. I'm furious. Hey, Rich Rad with the raid as well. What's up, Rich Radders? Get in here, Rich Radders. We're getting to the sweet spot of the power rankings. We're getting to the good stuff. Thank you so much, Rich Rad. Let's go. Some people saying too low. A lot of people are like good placement based. Where does Houston fall once Jake subs himself in? Probably lower, actually. Actually, no. Maybe Jake plays Lucio. You're right. Maybe higher because Jake plays Lucio, huh? Clout laws. People want me to put Chengdu low. I don't know. We'll see. You guys clearly didn't watch me cast Overwatch League last year if you think I was going to put Chengdu low. Okay, let's talk about Houston a little bit. I kind of wanted to put Defiant above Outlaws. The reason why I put Outlaws higher is some of the players here, I hear good things about Houston, and there are some players here that are quite exciting. Let me be clear about one thing. I'd take Chorong Twilight any day of the week over Iris Lastro. Iris Lastro, unfortunately, is by far the weakest part of this lineup. First of all, no main support. Second of all, Iris, BAP player, I don't know. I don't even know when the last time he played anything not BAP, and I don't know how good that is anymore. Lastro didn't exactly do great on Defiant last year. It's an okay, yeah, it's the funny 6 big dick lineup. I get it. You know, haha. Meme 6 big dick player, Lastro. Yeah, good joke. Good meme player. I don't know, it's not LR15 cracked. If they run BAP, maybe. They need a main support here because we're in a Lucio meta. We're fucking in a Lucio meta. It is, the more I think about it, it's crazy that I put Outlaws above Defiant. I probably should have put Defiant higher than Outlaws because Defiant cover more bases than Outlaws do. Outlaws don't even have a second tank. They're playing solo Piggy. But the reason why I put Houston above out as Defiant is I bought into DPS supremacy. I bought into the DPS supremacy. Dante, Pelican, Merit. I bought into it. I was like, you know what? Supports are nice, but DPS matter a lot. And Pelican is really good. Very strong. Great player. Okay. Merit, look, I've clowned on Merit a little bit, but I think he'll be fine. He'll play Soldier. He'll be reasonable. Or maybe even Dante. Dante can play most of those things. He's a great player as well. One of the best Western players. He's the only Western player on this entire team, unless Jake subs in. Jake doesn't play Lucio as far as I'm aware. He plays Brig and Mercy, right? And, well, you need Lucio right now. Hoshiri Junkbug. Good coaching line. Would you rather have Merit or Hisu? Real talk, I'd probably have Hisu. I'd probably have Hisu over Merit. Honestly, for me. But Merit does have a 1 in his name, and people with 1s in their name are pretty good, usually. You know? As I've heard. So, I think this is kind of charitable for Houston. I think I kind of bought into Houston faith. This one was definitely a faith kind of placement. I'm actually not entirely confident with this one because on paper, Defiant should be better than Houston. But I allow the Defiant slander to put them below Houston. And even though Houston have so many deficiencies, I've somehow still put them above Defiant, which is, I don't know. Houston are good though. I hear good things about them. I hear the Scrimbucks are pretty good as well. Dante's really good as well. So Pelicans Rookie of the Year. I mean, there's a lot of things to like about this team. I just don't know what their backline's going to do. I don't know how Piggy's going to do as a solo tank as well. Like, Piggy's funny Sigma man. Pigma, okay. What happens after that? I don't know. How good is Piggy's Winston? Funny Pigma Sigma man. Ligma man. Okay. Number 8. What teams have I not talked about yet? Who could be number 8? Fusion, Chengdu. Keep it coming. There's got to be other names. Who else could it be? Everyone's just saying Fusion and Chengdu. Shock. There we go. Well done. Atlanta, Glads. I think Shock is fair. Oh boy. Atlanta, Shock, Fusion, Chengdu. Alright, here we go. I forgot who I put it as. Number 8 is... Ooh. Boston again. Is... Yeah, it's the Fusion. You got me. You got me. Ha, you got me. It is the Fusion. Finally. Finally. Wow. Oh, thank God they aren't. What do you mean, thank God they aren't higher? Why are you guys so down on the Fusion, huh? As a Philly fan, I wish I could be this high on them. Really? Wow, even the Philly fans are hating on their own team. Come on. The support line? Hey, at least they have a main support. Okay? At least they have a main support. Come on. You guys are down on their backline. They at least have a fucking main support. Let's go. Fusion. Why do I like the Fusion? Why do I like them more than Outlaws and Defiant? Why do I not like them as much as the team I have in 7th place? That you don't know who I've got there. Fusion. First of all, I do believe in T1 because T1 had a great season last year. If it wasn't for the COVID stuff, they would have probably been in finals. I really wanted to see the O2 Blast versus T1 matchup in Contenders. Never happened. Robbed of that, but they did beat Talon, which is very Talon because Talon did go to the grand finals, right? Talon that had Vigilante and Kellen in it. So Fusion, Carpe, M3, Zest, Fury, Belissaria, Fixer, Aim God. The fact that they actually got a second tag actually makes me feel better about this team as well. That's not just Fury, tanking the whole way. Fury probably will be starting, but having an extra play there just to bolster it feels pretty good. Now, the strong... And Chorong was on Talon as well, you're correct. Now, the DPS line is easily the most exciting part. Carpe, M3, Zest. Carpe is... still looking for his first ever Overwatch League title, stage title, anything. 5 years deep. We'll see if he gets one. It'll be hard. Probably won't get it, but we'll see. Carpe is about to have 5 years of Overwatch, no titles. I don't know. We'll see. M3 Zest, pretty insane. Pretty insane. Carpe is good. Don't get me wrong. He's a good player. But my God, M3 Zest as a duo, whoo! Drop a sheesh in the chat for that one. MN3 is... You need to go watch the MN3 announcement video, because my guy, he's got some mechanics. He's got some fucking mechanics. Zest as well. Really good player. Super flexible. Projectile pull. Tracer. By the way, the best part about MN3 Zest, they both play Tracer. They both play Tracer. And one of the biggest problems for Fusion last year was no one played Tracer, or at least no one was fucking good on Tracer. They were all bad on Tracer, all 4 of them, sadly. I didn't... well, okay. In context, I shouldn't say bad, but they weren't good enough, is what I'll say. They weren't bad at Tracer, they just weren't competitive with the best Tracers. You need players that are competitive with the best Tracers to succeed last year. Now, Tracer this year is not as important as it was last year. Tracer's been nerfed, is what it is. M3 Zest can both play it. My point is they have the flexibility. Between M3 and Zest, they almost don't need a third player. Okay, they have Carpe, but they almost don't even need him because M3 Zest will cover everything you want. In this meta, Soldier Genji, covered with ease. Done. Great. Amazing. There is like no meta that M3 Zest can't cover. I think this is a super cracked duo. The fact that they're both rookie, they come in together and have amazing synergy. Individually, they'd be really good. Individually, they'd be already really, really good. But together, I think it makes them even better. Right? M3 Zest put together as an actual duo that can work together, that have the synergy built up, is like it's like a set piece from World of Warcraft or Diablo. A 2-piece set. You have your main hand, your offhand, and then a set bonus for having them both. Fury is really good. I'm willing to give Fury the benefit of the doubt, even though he didn't have a good season on Washington. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's not in that system anymore. He gets to be back on Fusion. He gets to be back in Korea. He gets to be with Roston, the GM. He gets to be with Jin and Chara, the coaching staff. I don't know. Did Supreme do something? I don't know, but it doesn't matter anymore because Fury's gone. He's away from Washington, which means he could get a redemption arc because we know Fury's got what it takes. He has been historically one of the best. Do you think there's an outside chance of them to win Rookie of the Year? I don't know if you can win. Proper would have to shit the bed to win Rookie. For somebody else to win Rookie of the Year, Proper would have to shit the bed. Xbox Lucio. X gonna give it to you. Thank you so much for the raid. There's some big raids today. Thank you guys. Xbox Lucio. I'm well. I'll see you soon. We'll hang out. Hope you had a good stream. Hope your Xbox controller was plugged in, charged up, firing off on the sticks. No, I know you're on PC. I'm just memeing. Welcome, guys. We're doing Overwatch League 2022 Power Rankings. We're well and truly in the top 10 now. I saw someone slandering Belos Ria earlier. I will not have Belos Ria slander here. He's not the most exciting player, but he's more than good enough. No one was bad on T1, okay? Everyone in T1 last year was good enough to get them the distance they needed. That doesn't mean every player is exciting. I already said Krillin wasn't the most exciting player. Unique wasn't the most exciting player. Belos Ria, not the most exciting player. Cliston's still crying the club because he didn't get picked up. Cliston's still out there somewhere. MN3 and Zest are fucking exciting. They're very exciting. But even if you don't think Belos Ria is that good, he doesn't need to because Fury's there already. You got Fury. We're chilling. We're chilling. But having a backup is good. I think having a backup to cover for any potential issues is what you need. Am I crazy if I think Pelican is better than Proper? Probably a little bit crazy. Just a little bit. Am I coming back to GG Easy in Melbourne? I don't know when my next trip to Melbourne would be, actually. Probably either PAX or DreamHack. One of those two. Whichever one comes first. I can't remember which one comes first. I think DreamHack comes first. Fixer, Aim God. This is the part of the roster that everyone likes to shit on. What's up, Jay? Everyone likes to shit on that Fixer, Aim God part of the lineup. Well, let me say. Alright, I get it. I mean, yeah, not the most amazing. But Aim God, I will say one thing. Aim God did play on a CC roster that did beat O2 Blast, that did have Proper on the team. All I'm saying is Aim God has defeated Proper in the past. And has happened. And he's also really jacked. Aim God is really muscly. Like, he's got a good body, you know. He'll fight you. He'll fight you. Am I giving away keys? I have no keys to give away, sorry. Jacked God and Fixer. I think it says a lot, again, that Jin picked Fixer over Unique. Now, Jin looked over, saw Uprising Academy. Uprising Academy, by the way, who actually did Uprising Academy, who did actually do pretty reasonably well in last year. Look, I didn't see a lot of them. Most of the focus on that Uprising Academy was on the DPS line in terms of where the excitement was. So the rest of the lineup didn't get as much, I don't know, hype around it. This is one of those pickups where I have to just look at Jin and be like, there's a reason that Jin really likes Fixer. Jin comes in and he really likes it. Snow Point, how you doing? You put Mayhem 12th. Is that too high or too low, Cuffer? Too low? Dude, come on. I have to be reasonable here. Look, Cuffer, I have to be reasonable here. Alright? I made a deal with Face. I put Gladiators in first, and he told me to put Mayhem in the bottom 10. And I did. That was our deal. I honored it. I honored the deal. And in exchange, Face said that he would take me on a VIP tour of the SoFi Stadium. And we would get to have that $200 steak at the SoFi Stadium. That's what he said. So I get to have a VIP tour of SoFi after this at some point. Cash that in. Okay. So yeah, Fusion, super DPS heavy. Fury's good. Fixer and Aim God, I'm gonna just allow Jin to get away with that one. I think Fusion are gonna be great. I don't think they're gonna be winning the stage. I don't think they're the best team. But I think they're very underrated. I think people don't get how good these rookies are. Everyone's talking about Proper, probably because I'm the one that, you know, put all the propaganda out there. I was the one that disseminated all of his propaganda. And because I put Proper on such a high pedestal, everyone forgot about MN3 and Zest. Well, let me just say, MN3 and Zest are also pretty good. Alright. 7. Who be number 7? Chonju, Shock, Atlanta. I'm seeing mostly Chengdu. Some Atlanta, some Shock. Oh, Dynasty. Ooh. Someone put a Dynasty in there. Oh, shit. Unironically, I think Shock Fuel here. Ooh, TSM. TSM. Alright, here we go. Cuffer, you're gonna like this one. This one's just for you. I have put in number 7. I've decided that I was wrong about the Florida Mayhem. So here it is. Florida Mayhem are your number 7. The Chengdu Hunters. Look, this is a very fair place. Surprised this lot. You probably are surprised, but I can also tell you a lot of people expected me to put them even lower. A lot of people thought I would put Chengdu as low as like bottom 10. Okay. Was you gonna put it as that much of a drop? Yeah, because you're forcing yourself to play Jinmu the whole season. You're playing only Jinmu for the whole season, and Leave is gonna have to put everyone in his backpack again. Jinmu getting I can't understand why they kept Jinmu instead of a Pritter. I'd rather have Leave play Projectile and a Pritter on hit scan than Jinmu on Projectile and Leave on hit scan. Leave on hit scan will be fine, but the problem is Jinmu's hero pool is tiny. He has no hero pool. He doesn't have a good... His hero pool is so limited. They could be lower, but I have too much faith in Leave to put them any lower than this. So, for Leave's sake, for the current reigning MVP's sake, I have to put them at least 7th. At least. Also, they probably didn't need to sign Dai. They signed an off-tank. I would rather they gamble on only Gaga and keep a Pritta, have 3 DPS, a Pritta, Jimmu leave, only Gaga, no other tank, and then they play their supports Anisha Monk. Cool. Right? But they put in an off-tank that I don't even think is good. Riven, Dai, Daisy, all of those names he goes by. Because Chinese players have 10 billion aliases. I don't think Dai is that good. No, I don't think he is. I'd rather just play Gaga. Look, do you risk Gaga just not being good enough? Yeah. But at least you get a Pritta. At least you get a Pritta. Right? So you don't have to deal with Jimmu all season. Now, don't get me wrong. Jimmu's heroes that are good are good. He's a great Pharah, but we're not in a Pharah meta. Pharah sucks right now. She is bad in the meta. Not good. Genji's good, so I guess Jimmu plays Genji. He's gonna have to be insane, though. Jimmu's Genji is gonna have to be insane. There's no other way about it. Because it's that, or Jimmu has to play Soldier. Jimmu plays Soldier, and Leave plays Genji. I've never seen Jimmu on Soldier. Can he? I don't even think he can play Hitscan. I did see a scrims. I did, but the last time I saw Chengdu in a scrim, they still had their full team. This was before they let go of everyone. And they lost 2 coaches. They lost Jayfiel and Creed. And all they have is Yaoshi. Yaoshi's the only coach now. One coach. One coach. So, fuck, man. It hurts. I don't even think Chengdu could drop. They could drop the bottom 10. They could drop the bottom 10. I don't know. I still think Leave is really insane. It's just a lot of carrying to do. Nisha, Monk are still good. Let's be clear. Part of the reason why I still have them high, here are the reasons I have them high. It's still a good meta for the Chengdu Hunters. Jimmu is not going to get dragged out and hung out to dry just yet. Jimmu is not going to get exposed in this meta. Jimmu can play Genji in this meta, which means he's going to look at least reasonable. Leave can play whatever he wants. That doesn't matter. Gaga can play Doom and Winston. That's fine. Dai probably not going to play at all. Forget about it. Nisha can play Lucio. Cool. Monk can play his best hero on the Ana. That's easily Monk's best hero. So there's a few things in this team that on this particular meta is going to be reasonable. No one's going to get exposed just yet because they get the benefit of having a meta that's good for them. You just better hope that Jimmu's actually good on Genji, like really, really good, because he's going to have to be. Their peak is going to be probably getting to a tournament, but I don't think they're going to win with this lineup. Unless Jimmu is cracked. If Jimmu is utterly cracked on the Genji, then maybe they can win. This is the type of team that I don't know that Leave can get away with solo carrying a whole roster like this. I don't know. I'm worried. I'm very worried about the Chengdu Hunters. So 7 is where I'm going to put him for now, but they could even lose to Fusion. They could even lose to Fusion because MN3 Zest is going to challenge the fuck out of them. MN3 Zest are going to really push them a lot. 6. We have 6 teams left. Who's number 6? Shock, Soul, Anta, Glads. So, one of those 4 teams, makes sense. Shock. Okay, so the better question is, who doesn't make top 5? Because the next team I put here does not make the top 5. Right? They miss out on the top 5. They'll be sad. People are going to be upset. Everyone's going to be like, I can't believe that you put blah, 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 blah out of the top 5. I can't believe you've denied this team from the top 5. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, Tell you right now, I'm going to get a lot of shit for this next one. This is the one that I'm scared of. I feel like they belong here, but I'm scared to put them here. I'm going to get a lot of shit for putting this next team here. People are going to be in my mentions. They're going to be in my DMs. They're going to be upset. Here we go. Number 6 is the Atlanta Reign. Yeah, they're going to be mad at me. They're going to be mad. Is Hawk here? Hawk sometimes joins the chat. Because Atlanta are doing well. They are actually doing well. They're doing well in scrims. They have a good roster. A lot of people put Atlanta higher. A lot of people put Atlanta high. I want to put them higher too. I do. But when I look at the other 5 teams, there is something I like better about the other 5 teams. That means I have to leave Atlanta out of the top 5. But the reason I don't feel confident about this is because I think Atlanta are capable of top 5. They're more than capable of top 5. Atlanta are easily a team that could be in the top 5. Somebody had to be there.
Unsubbed.
Thanks, Jiang. 3 months. Thank you for the unsub. Okay, let's go into it. Why are Atlanta 6th place? This is another one that'll make a lot more sense when you see number 5. When you see number 5, it'll make a lot more sense. Atlanta Reign. Let's start with what I think the extremely good parts are. OG Ultraviolet, great meta for them. Brilliant duo coming in on the support line. Lucio for OG, great. Anna for Ultraviolet, great. Okay, very exciting part about the roster. I have full faith in these 2 rookies to have a lot. Either one of these 2 guys, maybe even both, could be a candidate for Rookie of the Year this year, right? So that's exciting. See some fresh North American talent actually perform well. Team USA. I legitimately think OG Ultraviolet are good. Like, very good. People underrate Hawk a lot. People underrate Gator and Hawk a lot. Hawk has been mostly playing as far as I'm aware. So I've been told. Hawk has been... No, if they're playing Ryan, Gator's going to play Ryan. But Hawk will play just about everything else. So I've heard good things about Hawk. I've seen good things from Hawk. And Nina's very good. Speedly doesn't get to play until August, by the way. I don't want to hear anything about Speedly. Again, this ranking is not an end-of-season prediction. It is not an end-of-season prediction. It is a preseason power ranking for the kickoff clash for this stage. Speedly doesn't even factor in. He doesn't get to play until stage 3, and the middle of stage 3 at that. August, guys. August is when Speedly plays. It's so far away. Venom, not even going to play in this meta. No shot. Okay, he plays Tracer. Tracer's currently not really meta. Not going to see Venom really either. Nero Kai is going to be a DPS duo. Now, Nero can definitely bring out the Reaper. That's reasonable. He plays Torb, but I don't know if Torb's going to be that good in the meta. May is good for Brawl, but I heard a lot of teams are moving away from Brawl. So if Nero wants to be very, very into the meta, Genji's going to have to be his pick. Nero's probably going to have to play Genji. And then Kai plays the Soldier, right? Kai ends up playing the Soldier. Unless he tries to make Widowmaker work. Widowmaker does work on escort maps or some long sightline maps. The other hit scans are not really that good compared to Soldier, so you pretty much just play Soldier. Kai is going to be really damn good. Nero Genji, I have a lot of doubts there. I do have doubts there. Hawk, I think, is good, but I don't underrate Hawk, but I also don't overrate Hawk. I think I just rate him. I rate Hawk. He's a good player, but I don't have him next to some of the other really good tanks out there, which you'll see. And there are some very elite tanks out there that are still better than Gator Hawk, despite me thinking they're pretty the Gator and Hawk are good and reasonable. They're fucking reasonable enough to be in top 6. I mean, this is good. Now, I'm kind of concerned about this ranking for Atlanta because I think they're probably better than 6th place. But there's a reason why I think number 5 is better. You'll see who number 5 is. There's a good reason why I think number 5 is better. So, who's going to be number 5? Who's going to be number 5? Seoul, Shock, Seoul, Dallas, Shock. Getting to Vancouver. Topic Skull. Noted Vancouver hater in the chat. Lads, alright. So, number 5. We round out our top 5. Number 5 in our top 5 is going to be the Krusty's Cracked team. Krusty's Crackerino team. Why? Because Prop is the best player in the world. Okay, who's number 4? Who's going to be 4th? Who is going to be... Okay, no. Let me talk about Shock a little bit more. Moving on. Prop is on this team. Moving on. No, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Shock. Why have I put Shock, a team with no Lucio player, above Rain, a team with a good Lucio player? Shock, where is Kaluge really better than Hawk? Maybe not. Hawk is probably better than Kaluge. Right? Surely. How hath I put Shock higher than Atlanta when Atlanta have positions that are better than those guys? Is Kai better than Kilo? Probably. Better than Sam? Probably. But, I mean, Tim's not that far off. I think the coaching line is good. I don't think the coaching line at Atlanta is bad. Coaching line of Atlanta is probably better than people think. People are really down on the Atlanta coaching line. They're fine. You know, they're good enough, but Krusty is still one of the most accomplished coaches we've ever seen in the league. Beyond that as well. I think his assistant coach lineup is also really strong. You have 9K and Kasaurus. 9K has been reunited with Krusty. The dynamic duo. Krusty 9K, they level each other up. But beyond that, let's take a look at the rest of the roster. Fuck it, let's start with Proper. Huh? Elephant in the room. We start with Proper. This is not just raw Proper simping, okay? Let me be clear about one thing. The Scrimbucks are real. The Scrimbucks on Proper are very real right now. The Scrimbucks on Proper are like unbelievably high. Apparently in scrims, Proper is like unbelievably giga fucking everybody. This guy is, I've watched a little bit of Shock scrims, but it's been some time for me. But I've been told that in recent scrims, Proper is the giga fucker. He is a giga fucker on this team. He fucks giga hard. There's been a lot of hype behind him, and apparently the hype is warranted. Apparently. Video game sex. Clearly you don't understand Overwatch if you haven't made the connection between Overwatch and video game sex. We just haven't been looking at the same game, you know? Anyway. Look, Proper is just really good. Okay, I don't need to explain too much more. Super says he's unreal. Yeska's Scrimbuck says he's unreal. He talked to like a shitload of teams to get that info. Every team that Yeska talked to about Proper says he's unreal. Okay? Like, unreal to the point where it's like 1v9 levels of unreal. Unreal to the point where, like, who cares about Violet Lucio levels of unreal? Unreal to the point where, like, Kaluge, whatever. Proper will... He's good enough that he makes you forget that Violet's playing Lucio on this team. Right? Is what I'm being told. Proper is like sex big dick, but it's actually real. But he is actually proper sex big dicking. Like it's actually real apparently. Kilo, Soldier, yeah, great hit scan play. He'll be great on that. Brilliant stuff. Kilo's like a mini Arns. Hopefully that's a good thing. A lot of people are down on Arns, but Kilo is doing well. He's playing above what you'd expect. People think Kilo's probably not as good, but he's actually been pretty damn good. Sam's probably not going to play. It's okay. It's not his meta. Proper Genji is something to behold. I've been told Proper's Genji is on a different level. It's built differently is what the word on the street is. It's simply built differently. So I said I wasn't going to I said I wasn't just going to disseminate more propaganda, but here it is. Okay? You're watching state television, you're listening to state radio, right? The People's Radio. You're listening to the People's Radio, and the People's Radio says that Proper is good. You're being fed propaganda right now. Finn is, yes, amazing meta for Finn. So good for Finn. Finn's Ana is unreal. Like, in contenders, he was by far the best flex support player and definitely the best Ana player. Finn was, really good. Finn is good enough to put Violet on main support. Finn is good enough to put Violet on main support. He actually is that good. Like, Finn is unreal. Finn is actually one of the best pickups on this team. Like, the level of good pickups on this team go from Proper and then Finn. Right? Finn is the next best pickup on this team. Right next to Proper. I also don't think Violet Lucio is that bad. Am I crazy? I mean, am I crazy to think that Lucio is actually not bad? Like, he's had a lot of time to work it out. Yeah, it wasn't okay. He's not gonna be one of the best Lucios. He just needs to make sure he's not feeding. He just needs to make sure he's not feeding. Okay? If he can do that and allow Proper to giga fuck everybody else, they'll win. They just need to... This is like some 4 protect 1 kind of style gameplay where 4 people are throwing their lives on the line to, like, mega support a raid boss. My dad is amorphy. So, I don't know about Kaluge yet. I heard he's a great pickup. Should be fine as long as Kaluge and Violet are not throwing. The rest of the team are insane. Great coaching lineup. Proper as an MVP caliber player. Look, it's you can't ignore it. Sadly, okay, fine. The reason I have shock over Rain is because of Proper. Fuck, I admit it. Fuck, I admit it. Who's gonna be number 4? Who's gonna be number 4? Soul. Oh. Soul. Anybody else? No one thinks Fuel or Shanghai or Glads, or is it Soul? Whom is it going to be? You based it. I like that. Okay. Rounding out number 4. Top 4 in the entire world. Who could I like even more than Proper, you say? This is, by the way, this is how you know I'm being reasonable. Proper is only rank 5. Proper and his team is only rank 5. Guys, only 5. For all this propaganda, he's only still 5. Which means I like somebody even more. So number 4 is the Soul McDynasty. Soulless McDynasty. Because they got a nasty DPS line. Invoice you for the hospital. Hey, what's up, Lemon? I drink every time you say Proper. Look, it's just a good word. It's a good word in the English dictionary, okay? The Soul Dynasty is here. They've arrived. in our top 4. And honestly, I originally had them higher. Not gonna lie, I originally had them even higher than this. Why do I have Dynasty in number 4? Let's have a look. First of all, Prophet Stalker fits. Okay. Holy whoa. Woo. Wow. Woo. Okay. Damn, son. Fitz could have a Lip renaissance here. Okay, remember in season 3, Lip joined the roster, he was good, but he was still on the way to being elite. I think Fitz is on that journey now. Fitz is on the journey from being good to being elite, because he was near. Fitz carried the fuck out of Soul at multiple points last year when Soul was still struggling. Like, Fitz is actually so good. Whew. Prophet. That's my GOAT, baby. That's my GOAT. Prophet's still good. I will hear no Prophet slander. He is actually still really, really good. I don't think he's the best player in the world. I don't think Fitz is the best player in the world, but I think Prophet is really strong. I think Prophet and Fitz as a duo is really insane. Prophet's hero pool is quite wide. Plays a lot of things at a high level. His Genji's powerful. Great meta for Prophet. Tracer's good if we go back to Tracer. There's a lot of things Prophet do well. Still very well regarded. Stalker is an exciting pickup. I actually think that Stalker has the potential to be the next best flex DPS after Proper. Take another shot, Jen. Take another shot of your alcohol, Lemon Kiwi. I just said his name. Stalker is someone that kind of came in under the radar a little bit. Unless you really know Stalker, he probably came in under the radar. But I think this talent is really insane. I think Stalker has the capability to... He's not going to be benched. People think, oh, Stalker is just going to be benched. No. He is going to get played in rotation with Prophet and Fitz a decent amount. There are potential moments where you might even see Stalker instead of Prophet. You might see Stalker and Prophet together, and you might see Fitz on the bench. The crazy thing is, all 3 DPS are so good that you wouldn't mind seeing any combination. Any combination of these 3 is so good. Stalker's hero pool is exceptionally wide. He's one of the few players that I actually consider to maybe have a hyperflex hero pool. And when I say hyperflex, it's different to when other people say, because other people just throw out the hyperflex term for every damn player now. I reserve the hyperflex term for very specific players that actually cover like 75% or more of the DPS pool, and even beyond the DPS pool for some of them. Stalker has both played projectile and hit scan as the lead hit scan player or the lead projectile player in any given meta where those heroes were relevant. For example, Genji, Tracer, Ashe, Echo. Stalker is played as the main leading starting player on those specific meta heroes when those heroes were meta, and he was damn good on them. So Stalker is one of the few players that can comfortably transition between projectile and hit scan and look insane on both. So in several ways, you could consider that Soul Dynasty did the impossible and they cloned Prophet and maybe even made a better version. But maybe. I don't want to hype up Stalker too much, but somehow Soul Dynasty found a cloning machine, well, some unknown, and they cloned Prophet. They cloned him. Somebody tell Chengdu. Right? Where's Chengdu's cloning machine, huh? Chengdu need a damn cloning machine for Lee, but they haven't fucking got one. Soul have a cloning machine, they clone Prophet into Stalker. They have 2 of them. Fucking hell. Arnold's got the technology. Arnold has the technology. A Pritter is not a clone of Leave. A Pritter is like a hit scan version of Leave. Anyway. Smurf. One of the few tanks I trust fully as a solo tank. No reservations. I fully trust Smurf as a solo tank. Even on off tanks, even on non-off tanks. I've been watching this guy play in a lot of his own, his own streams. I've seen his scrims. I've seen his pugs. Smurf is actually really good on like every hero. He can play DPS, he can play tank, off tank. I haven't seen him on support as much, but legitimately, the level of mechanics Smurf just has in Overwatch, generally speaking, is so good. How's his Doomfist? He plays a lot of Doomfist. He didn't want to show it to me in Pugs, but he does play a lot of Doomfist. I'm pretty sure he's insane on Doomfist. Smurf could be the first, like, full... I don't want to use the term hyperflex, but he could be the first, like, tank hyperflex, you know what I'm saying? He's actually super flexible. Smurf is very high mechanics on, like, so many tanks. And again, on stuff that's not even tanks. He's just generally good. I've been watching his gameplay closely. He's very good. And he's also my friend, and you know what? I'm biased. No, I'm not. He's my friend, but I'm not. I'm joking. So if you clone Yaki, yeah, if you clone Yaki 5 times, you'll win. Unknown. You clone him 5 times. Surge up your rankings by significant amount. Why don't you? Unknown. Here's what you do. You talk to Arnold and ask him if you can borrow his cloning machine. Ask him if Arnold's cloning machine is for sale. Oh, God. Creative and Vindame. People underrate creative so much. I've watched this guy's POV in depth. He does some crazy shit on the Ana. He does some really crazy stuff on the Ana. Like, really. Like, actually. I've looked at his POV closely, and when he does so... I have a very specific statistic for Ana. You ready? And may he rest in peace. For Alarm specifically, I had a stat line for Alarm that, in my opinion, made him one of the, if not the best flex support. He was definitely, in my eyes, Alarm was like the best Ana last year, in my eyes. And the stat line I used for Alarm was Nutty plays per second. NPS. Nutty plays per second. Right? And Alarm had the highest NPS of flex support players. In my opinion. What happens if you clone me? I don't know. I'll probably just circle jerk myself. I don't know. Yeah, and super high NPS. And the reason why I like Creative is I think he's got pretty high NPS as well. Creative's NPS, Nutty plays per second, is also pretty high. So, Creative's best hero is Ana. Is the worst flex of my top 5. Is he, though? Let's have a look. Fuck, you're right, he is. That doesn't matter, though. That doesn't matter. I don't care that he's the worst flex support in my top 5. He's still good enough, okay? He doesn't need to be number 1. Shut up. Shut up. It doesn't need to be the best, okay? He's competitive. He's fine. Jesus Christ. And yeah, he's better than Bebe. There you go. Boom. Done. Fucking fight me. Vindame. Really good out of contenders. O2 Blast Boy. Incredibly talented. Competes with Chio. Did compete with Chio directly. Got plenty of playtime. Over Chio even last year on O2 Blast. Would Jonak been rated in top 5? I would probably put Jonak above Creative, but it is what it is. Oh, by the way, fun fact. Jonak's player contract in the league is still owned by Soul. If Jonak decides to come back and play again, he plays on Soul because they own his contract. Okay? Unless Soul sell Jonak, they still own Soul, even though Jonak's not playing. So all I'm saying is, if at any point Jonak feels like, I want to play again, I feel like playing again, he goes back to Soul straight away. Just remember that. Just remember that. He's not a free agent. He's not a free agent. If he chooses to play pro, he must play for Soul. He must play for Soul. And you know what the other part is? I've seen Jonak playing Pugs. Jonak's been active. He's been streaming Overwatch 2. He's been playing Pugs with all the Korean players, including Smurf. Right, I've seen him. I've watched Jonak play. He's been playing with Prophet and Smurf. I'm not saying he's coming back. I'm not saying he's going to be a pro again. But I am saying that he is actively playing Overwatch 2. And if he wants to come back, he's going to be on Sol. That's what I'm saying. Remember that. Vindane. Good player. Custer described him as a potential skewed type player that comes in under the radar. Sol did a great job of just scooping him up because what they had was Vindame loaned from Gen G to O2 Blast, which means Arnold had his contract the whole time. Sol Dynasty had Vindame's contract in their back pocket the whole time because he was on loan from Gen G to O2 Blast, which means as soon as off-season begins and they can start making roster moves, Vindame was already there. He was simply just there. And Sol was just like, yoink, ours, we have that guy, not yours, O2, he's our boy. So they picked him up straight away. A lot of confidence. He did great. Vindame did a really good job last year. I thought Vindame was brilliant in contenders on O2. And all those O2 guys are insane, so... I am a lot bigger on this support line than a lot of people probably are. They also apparently have like 6 coaches or something. Does Sol Dynasty have the largest coaching staff in the entire league? Let's list them out. You ready? Toby, head coach. Wizard Hyung, head of strategy and data coach. MMA, assistant coach. Bongwuri, analyst. Raccoon Panda, analyst. Durong, data analyst. That's 6 staff members. 6 staff members. 6 staff members as like coach / analyst. They have the typical genius, and they have a humongous coach lineup, like the biggest. They have more coaches. They have as many coaches as some teams have players. They have the same amount of coaches, 6, as some teams in full team. Their full team is 6 players. Some teams only have 6 players. And Sol have that just in their coaching line. Just in their coaches, they have 6 of them. Spark is not at the same time. Spark did not have all 6 coaches at the same time, though. Rich team. You know what Sol are? This is why they have a cloning machine. Sol have all the research. They have all the R&D. Sol, to me, they're like, I don't know, their back end and their, like, you know, staff. It's like Mercedes in Formula 1, where they have like thousands of people working, and engineers, you know, scientists and researchers, and they have all these staff members. They got all the big spending. That's how they design a cloning machine, you know? When you have 6 coaches, you can make a damn cloning machine. You got some Nobel Peace Prize winning scientists on your team creating cloning machines, because that's how you win. You clone Prophet and you win. Too many cooks. Only if they can't follow each other and be on the same page. You're allowed to have 6 coaches as long as Toby is the head coach and everyone listens to Toby. If they all listen to Toby, it's fine. It's chill, right? That's what it is. What does Scrimbuck say about Sol? Very high up on the APAC ranking. Very high up. So, 3. Who's winning F1 Miami? Oh. Shit. F1 Miami and Overwatch Leagues are coming at the same time. That's going to be interesting. 3. Who is going to be the number 3 team? Satiators, Fuel. No one's saying Shanghai. Why is no one saying Shanghai? No one thinks Shanghai are going to be 3rd. Order could be 3rd. Hey, Zen, that wouldn't surprise me. I don't know what it is, man, but Order have a fun record of not coming first a lot of times. Sometimes they do come first, but other times they just miss out. I don't know why. Okay, let's reveal number 3. Why is no one saying Shanghai? Number 3 is Los Angeles Gladiators, which I think is fine. That's a really good placement for the Gladiators, is it not? Face told me to put them in number 3, but he also said don't put me as number 1 because I don't want the pressure. Right? The Glads want to be, you know what the best place to be is number 3. And the reason why number 3 is the best place to be is because everyone thinks you're one of the best teams, but you don't have as much pressure on you as the number 2 and number 1 team. Right? That's important. So 3 is a good place to be. Gladiators, number 3. A lot of things to like about the Gladiators. A lot of things to like. First of all, I know you all want to talk about Kevster. I'm going to save him for last. I'm actually going to talk about the support line. Funny Astro, Shoe Skewed. Oh my god. Is this a good support line? Whoo! Damn, son. Holy shit. Wow. What? I lost too. Damn, dude. Whoa, that is a good support line. Funny Astro on Lucio. Shu on Anna. And if they want to, they can bring out the skewed Brig as well. They can bring out the skewed Zen. Scrimbox and Gladiators, they're doing well. They're a good team. What can I say? Funny Astro, Shu skewed. I think Funny Astro, he finally gets the redemption. Funny Astro was done dirty last year. He really was. Because we did not get a good Lucio meta for, especially not for APAC, but not at all. In APAC, they didn't play Lucio at all. He was playing Brig. Brig is fine, but he's mostly known for a Lucio player. Everyone known for Lucio, right? This year, he gets to play in a real Lucio meta, like an actual true blue GMO free Lucio meta. You think Funny Astro top Lucio NA or is it Chorong? I'll give it to Funny Astro for now. But I think Chorong can definitely compete. I think Chorong will compete. But this backline is unreal nutty. You have MVP, Candidate, Shu, Roll Star Shu, Funny Astro, potentially best Western Lucio, definitely the best Western Lucio. There's no Moth, no FD God. Funny Astro takes the crown. "100% real Aussie beef." Okay. Hang on. I'm just going to write something down real quick. I got you. What else? Rhino Space, they cover all the bases for me. Space is great. I think Space is, first of all, Roll Star, brilliant off tank, good leader of the team, powerful player. He can do the Sigma jump in the training room, right? He can do that Sigma rock jump. That's important to me. Covers a lot of bases. Rhino can come. Rhino is also a really great player as well. Covers all the main tanks that you need. I mean, this team's got it all covered. They can play so many different metas. They can play all of them at a high level as well. They still have one of the best capabilities of having flexibility for double flex support, because their double flex support has the capability of swapping to flex support main support in the same game and the same map without any substitutions, which makes them a really dangerous team. Really, I think they just kept everything good and upgraded. The only part that does make me sad is they don't have Birdring anymore, but he did retire, so what can you do? Arns is still a really good player, and let me tell you something about Arns right now. Widowmaker got improved. Widowmaker got buffed. She went from 175 back to 200 HP. She's good again. Also, you want to know another fun fact about Widowmaker? There's no shields. There's one less tank. There's less ways to deal with Widowmaker. There's less ways to hide from Widowmaker. So on long-range maps, Widowmaker is actually good. Actually good. I think Kevster can enable Season 3 Arns. I hope so. I think Arns has the capability to start to get back into it. But you know what? He doesn't even need to be 2020 Arns. If he is even 80% or 75% of 2020 Arns, he would still be the best hit scan. Because 2020 Arns was so unreal that even Arns isn't as good as 2020 Arns. Right? Even the guy that did 2020 Arns can't even match 2020 Arns. So he doesn't need to be 2020 Arns. He just needs to be close. If he's even slightly close to that, he's already insane. That's all you need. And we're in a game where Widowmaker's actually pretty good. Like, not like meta. She's not as good as Genji Soldier, don't get me wrong. But on certain maps, Widow kind of pounds. Widow kind of pounds. And okay, you were bringing out the Patapan copy pasta. Okay, we got the Patapan copy pasta coming out. I get it. Here's the thing. Patapan has had a lot more time to acclimatize to Overwatch 2. I know he took a break. I know it took him a while to get into the groove. But let me say this. Glads don't even need Patapan to be insane. Here's what they do need. They just need one other player next to Kevster be good. And then they're fine. Okay? Because the only way that Glads fail, the only way, is if both Arns and Patapan shit the bed. If they both shit the bed, then Glads might be in trouble. But if only one of them succeeds, Glads are insane. If only one of them, either Gans or Patapan, if one of them succeeds, then Glads are insane. That's all they need. And Kev is Kev, MVP candidate, MVP caliber player, role star. What if Kev shits the bed? Impossible. Not gonna happen. Who's better? Or that's rough. Hey, you stop that, Civi. Chill out. Happened in playoffs? Did it? I don't know. Look, Kevster's amazing. Kevster's Genji is going to be really good. Arns comes out on a Soldier. They've got it covered. They got this meta covered. They can play Ana Lucio. They have the players that can play between Zarya, Winston, Doom, Sigma. They cover all of them. I think Glads have one of the best rosters. They have a roster that's capable of winning the league and winning a stage. I don't want to put them too high on a pedestal because I know that there's a lot of pressure on this team. Pressure is always high on the LA Gladiators. When I just hold all the knowledge in my brain. Tell me what. Share the knowledge. Share the knowledge. Fucking base centered. Hey, tell me what your Seth. Tell me what your what is it? Your pick'ems are gonna be. I need to copy your pick'ems. Just remember, guys. Last year, I convinced. What happened? Oh, that's right. I convinced Achilleos to write down Fusion versus Valiant as a 3-0. And that was the one time that Valiant came in and won that Numbani map. And I convinced him to write down 3-0 for Fusion because I was like, there's no way. There's no way Fusion are going to give away a map to Valiant. That's literally impossible. And Achilleos had 1-3 here. Fusion 3-1 because he's like, yeah, I'll give Valiant a map. And I convinced him to give Valiant no maps. And then Valiant actually fucking won Numbani. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh my god. I will never forget. I will never forget that moment. The Senator had it correct. I don't know how he does. He's actually cheating. I think Achilleos is a time traveler. He's actually cheating. He knew that Valiant were going to take a map off Philly. And I was like, nah, there's no way. There's no way. It's not possible. And then they did. Who is going to be number 2? Actually, you know what? We're getting... Okay. This is the really important part of the stream. Because we're not just going to do number 2. I'm going to do number 2 and 1 at the same time. Let me just see if I got my drum roll. I think I've got my drum roll ready. Let me just check though. We are gonna do. I have my drum roll. I lost my drum roll. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'll load it up. Let me boot up my drum roll. Tell me who you think is number 2. Tell me who you think is number 1. I'll boot up my drum roll. Field number 2. Dragons number 2. Osnator number 1. Dragons number 1. Dallas number 1. Are you ready to reveal who my preseason ranking number 2 and number 1 are? We're going to do them both at the exact same time. We're going to show both. The official Overwatch 2022 preseason rankings, number 2 and number 1. Go 2. It is Shanghai, Dallas. And here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Where is the, where's the, hang on. Let me bring up the Space Sigma jump really quick. Okay. Where is it? Headphone warning incoming. Shanghai number 2, Dallas number 1.
Let's fucking go! Let's go! Let's go!
Okay, I just want to do that. Why have I done? How have I done this? You ask me. How dare I put Shanghai in number 2 instead of number 1? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you why I have Shanghai in number 2 instead of number 1. Shanghai are the only team that I didn't see in scrims this offseason. I saw 19 out of 20 teams, and I did not see Shanghai Dragons. They were the only team I didn't see. So you know what? You know what? Fine. That's how it's going to be. You know what? You can be number 2. No, okay. But thank you to first of all, thank you to the other 19 teams who were really nice. Thank you to the other 19 teams. No, but the real reason is it's a lot. Actually, it's very two-part. Partially meta related, and partially related to logistics and timing of certain things as well. Remember, this is not an end of season ranking. This is a current power ranking right now for preseason, heading into stage 1. That's it. That's it. And the current meta is, okay, not every single team is playing this, but the North Star, generally speaking, the current meta is Genji, Soldier, either Winston or Doomfist, one of those two, and then Ana Lucio. That's the current meta. So let's compare these teams a little bit. Why have I got Dallas in first? Because Sparkle is the best fucking Genji player in the world. The best Genji player in the world. No competition. Simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than everyone. Everyone that I have ever known. Shanghai have Fleta and Who Are You? I don't know. I don't know what to think about Who Are You right now. I don't. Also, Smurf here. Hey Smurf, is he here? Oh, Smurf is here. What's up, dude? Who Are You's there, but what is he gonna do? Like, is he gonna play? Is he good enough? I don't know anything about Who Are You right now. He's a complete enigma. He's in a void. Speaking of void, we'll get to void. Who are you's in the abyss, right? He's in the ether. I don't know what who are you's doing. He might as well not be on the team. I don't know if he's gonna play. I don't know how good he is. And Shanghai, if you let me into your scrim, I might have seen it, but I didn't see it. So I don't know how good who are you is. No idea. Fleta on Genji. Fleta's flexible. He's good, but he's not as good as Sparkle on Genji because no one's as good as Sparkle and Genji except for Proper. Obviously, Proper is as good as Sparkle and Genji, but if you're not Proper or Sparkle, you're not going to be as good on Genji. So that's number one. Soldier. Okay, Lip's probably a better soldier than Doha. All right, I'll give you that one. Lip will be a better soldier than Doha. Fine, you have that. Shanghai won that one. I'll give it to you. But even then, Doha can play Genji and Sparkle can play Soldier. Sparkle's Soldier was fucking great last year. Sparkle's Soldier was so good last year, right? Let's talk about the tanks. Fate Void versus Fearless Harbin. Tale as old as time. Truly is. Now, I don't know what Fate's been up to, but I don't think his Winston's as good as Fearless's. It's not. I think we can all agree that Fearless's Winston is much better than Fate's. It is. Don't talk to me about Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball is both not in the meta, completely bad hero in Overwatch 2, and also banned for the... He's also banned. Ball is broken and he's banned. You can't even play him anyway. Don't talk to me about Ball. Void, Harbin, both great players. Void, probably the best tank player on his team. Harbin right now, let me tell you something about Harbin. You guys know that like friendship ended with so-and-so meme. Now blah 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 is my best friend. I need one of those, except my version is friendship ended with leave. Now Harbin is my best friend. Harbin, in my opinion, could be the best player in Overwatch 2. He's unreal. He's fucking insane. So you guys know that Civi, stop fucking spamming. Jesus Christ. You guys know at the end of Plat Chat's power ranking, they did a like a little cursor like, oh, who do you think is gonna be like MVP and stuff? I think Harbin could be MVP this year. I really do. And I'm disseminating the propaganda early. I'm disseminating the propaganda nice and early. Is Tasmo here? Someone get Tasmo on the line. Because he's paid me a lot of money. Find Tasmo, get him into the stream immediately. No, I really do. Here's the reason why. Harbin is, right now, I think the best tank player in the world. I think he covers so much of all the hero pools. I've specifically watched his Doomfist. It is nuts. It's fucking crazy. Harbin's Doomfist was so good, I thought it was Sparkle playing. I had to do a double take and examine who the hell was on this hero. I thought Sparkle was playing Doom. It was Harbin. Harbin's mechanics on tank Doom were unreal. I couldn't believe who I was watching. Everyone's like, I know I was like bouncing around. I was like, I wonder, is Fearless going to play Doom? Is it going to be Harbin? No, it's going to be Harbin. It will just be Harbin. It's going to be Harbin. They're both good. But what I've seen from Harbin is, I don't know, come in your pants worthy gameplay. It's so damn good. And I think we are in the stage of the game now where the player / team / tank line that have the best grasp on the new Overwatch 2 tank, that really understand Overwatch 2 tank and can really get the most out of Overwatch 2 tank, are going to have so much going for them. Right? Because you need your one tank player to be a god. Well, you would like that to happen. If you had one of those, you will become a god tier team. So I'm in a situation where the reason why I think Harbin could be an MVP this year is because he's on a top team. They're heading into a great meta. He's an unbelievably good player, probably number 1 in his role. What points am I on number 4 now? And I don't know, the storyline all lines up as well, because he was kind of robbed last year a little bit. He didn't get that many votes last year. I think it makes a lot of sense that in Overwatch 2 with a solo tank, that the most important player is going to be the best tank player. The most important player in Overwatch 2, in Overwatch League, this year is probably going to be a tank player. So it would not surprise me if the best tank player in the Overwatch League is our MVP. And right now, I think Harbin is the best tank player in the Overwatch League. That's my opinion. I straight up think that. Void has been robbed for 2 years. Well, we'll see, man. Void. Again, the problem is I didn't get to see Shanghai, so I don't know what Void's doing. I did not get to see Shanghai. Okay? Shanghai, you should have let me in, but I didn't get to see Void. But I did see Dallas, and Harbin was giga fucking good. I know you guys. I said that Proper was a giga fucker. Harbin is a giga fucker. He really is a giga fucker, to the point where, remember, I decide who the MVP is at the end of the day. I disseminate the propaganda about end of year awards, and basically whoever I say is, he's the Yotta fucker. My guy Harbin is the Yotta fucker, right? Proper is a giga fucker, but Harbin is a Yotta fucker. He's fucks that hard. I'm disseminating the propaganda about who the MVP is going to be, and unless Harbin chokes, it's going to be him. It's probably going to be him. I think the best tank player will get it. The storylines line up. He's on a good team. It all works out. He's got me in his corner. Tasmo's paid me a lot of money, and I'll wait till July, around June, July. I'll put out the tweet, be like, "Oh, I think Harbin is probably the MVP," and then everyone votes for Harbin. Then he becomes MVP. Done. That's all that needs to happen. Wait for the tweet around June, July. Just wait for it. So, moving to the support line as well. Another reason why I think Dallas have got this. The support line's maybe a little bit more competitive. I think that Lee Jae-gon is definitely better than Chio. Lee Jae-gon is the best main support in the world. He is. He is the best main support in the world. I think Lee Jae-gon gaps every other main support. He is simply the best one out of all of them. If it were possible to giga fuck on a main support, Lee Jae-gon does it. He is that guy. He is the main support giga fucker. Chio is very good. He's going to have to really fight against Lee Jae-gon. Fielder, I think, is going to be better than Izayaki on Ana. I think Fielder is one of the best Anas in the world. He is right next to guys like Twilight. In fact, Fielder could even overtake Twilight this year, maybe. So, Fielder is legitimately so good at Ana that I think he is currently either equal to or maybe even potentially looking to overtake Twilight. He's that good. So what you have here is you have a perfect Genji meta for Sparkle, an Ana meta for Fielder, where Fielder's better than Izayaki. You have a Winston/Doom meta, where both Harbin and Fearless are going to be, in my opinion, better than Fate and Void on those picks. Also, Sombra's not currently that meta. Sombra's okay, but she's not that meta. She just doesn't do enough compared to Soldier and Genji. So you're not even going to get a situation where Shanghai just diff everybody on Lip Sombra. It's not going to happen, because Sombra is not good enough to do that right now. She's not. You have Lip Soldier, which is probably better than Doha Soldier. Maybe even more than Edison Soldier. So that's one area. There's two areas that I think Shanghai beat Dallas on, but I think Dallas beat Shanghai on those other areas currently. Who's Dallas' Soldier? Probably either Doha or Edison, one of those two guys. Guerrero and Edison playing. I don't know. We have to trust the rush rooms, right? You get the rush rooms in there, and then maybe whatever Rush thinks. I don't know. But I do think Dallas have the better tanks this year than Shanghai, and they have a better meta for those tanks, because we're not in a ball meta, we're not in a Sombra meta. The reasons why I have Fuel in number 1 and Shanghai in 2, I know Shanghai are the champions. I know Shanghai are insane. Shanghai probably are better than everybody below them, no question, right? But the difference is, we are in a perfect meta for the Dallas Fuel, a perfect one. This is, if we consider last year, playoffs last year, Countdown Cup, Summer Showdown, perfect meta for Shanghai, Ball, Sombra, Tracer, all the good Shanghai shit. They're good at all of it. Briggs in, they're brilliant on all those heroes, right? Cool. Shanghai deserving of winning because they're simply the best team on those. Now we're flipping the script a little bit because we get to play Dallas's best heroes now. Dallas's best heroes are the heroes that are currently in meta. I can't put Shanghai above Dallas. I can't do it. Because the current heroes in this current meta during preseason and kickoff clash are simply better for the field. Much better for the field. And I think Fuel have the MVP on their team. I think Fuel have the MVP. Currently in my mind palace, Hanbin is my MVP right now. I mean, it's really, okay. I'm not going to, let me pull back the reins a little bit. It's preseason. I'm just saying I expect Hanbin to be one of the best players this year. That's what I'm saying. I'm not calling the MVP like before even one game is played. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that I expect Hanbin to give an MVP level performance this year that would make him a candidate. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he will be. Again, you have to wait till June and July when I send the official tweet. But I'm saying he has the capability to. Is Fuel outperforming teams of Scrimbucks Exchange? Fuel are not only outperforming them, they literally dictated the meta. Rush has once again invented the meta, and every other team are simply copying them again. Fuel dictated the meta. Sparkle decided to play Genji. And everyone else is like, well, I guess we're playing Genji. Sparkle was just like, it's Genji time. And everyone's just like, fuck it. If Sparkle says it's Genji time, I guess we have to play Genji. So after each patch, you think Fuel will always be... Not necessarily, because Genji could be shit. Ana could be shit. A new support hero could come out that only Lee Jae-gon or Iziaki's good on. Maybe a new tank comes out that Void is a god on. Who knows? I mean... This is why I'm not doing a full season prediction. This is not a full season prediction. This is just right now. This is just right now. I can't predict what's going to happen later because it's impossible to predict what's going to happen later. That's going to be the end of the YouTube video. This is like a 3-hour long YouTube video. If you made it this deep, thank you, appreciate you. Again, it means a lot to me if you like and subscribe. It is a new YouTube channel where I'm posting more videos, more content. Come join my stream, twitch.tv/Everall as well. Thanks, YouTube. Peace out.